You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Go on forever! Gonna go on.
A good moment from Shad Khan, Jaguars owner, courtesy of Jaguars.com and Jaguars YouTube channel. Those guys pushing that out on Twitter. If you haven't seen that yet, I actually think it's a pretty cool 2 minutes, and the end's fun. And obviously, you got to get the coach a game ball, and I guess Liam said they'll do more game balls today, and there's probably a lot to go around. But I actually like the scene going into it, the locker room, if you catch that 2-minute video that they put out, because you can see a little bit of like an admiration, I think, for the head coach. I think you can kind of feel that. And, man, there's an appreciation when you go through the offseason and it results in a W early. You know, I think we have seen that before. We always mentioned that Texans game in 2017. I'm not telling you that's where this is headed. Just saying it's so nice for everybody involved that puts it into it, demands a lot. You know, you get that reciprocal nature, players, coaches, and it comes out with a dub. And I just thought you could see that if you've seen that video. They like their head coach.
As they should. You know, I mean, to start things off with a win, to justify all the hard work in training camp, to really see the vision coming to fruition. I think there's a lot to like right now in Jacksonville. And I think you saw that in the locker room with that celebration. I think you saw it on the field in terms of how the players responded, especially after that long break in terms of the weather delay. They came ready to play. Now, was it perfect? No. It was week one, and guess what? It doesn't have to be perfect, but they executed like they had to. They won a football game, and now you're on to Cincinnati. It's a great thing. I think there's more enthusiasm and excitement now just based off of that week one performance.
Yeah, and I think you said it. There's a lot to like in Jacksonville, and, of course, you do that with a win. The alternative would not have been great, but the Jags got it done. I mean, this was a game that many people said, hey, you should win this game. And I think even the bettors thought so, right? Because it went from 3.5 to 4.5. And they really put it on Carolina. I mean, Carolina is not a good football team, and that was not a good showing. You talk about all the details and little things, like guys just keeping their feet in bounds on catching the ball, the center snapping the ball. I mean, there was just some goofy stuff going on with Carolina that probably would be very concerning outside of just overall talent on their roster. But this is about Jacksonville, and you said it. There's a lot to like. The thing that I really like, Austin, and I said it a million times in August, and as we got toward the end of August and into September, everybody you talked to said we're a more physical football team this year. Everybody. And I said, I just don't fully understand how you know that because of the way camp is structured in such a small sample of preseason. So they told me that. I said that. They told me that. I would say that. Like, that was just the rhythm of it for me. Well, they were really physical yesterday. They were way more physical than Carolina. They ran for over 200 yards. We got highlights of Brenton Strange blocks like all over the place. I know they gave up chunks in first down specifically in the run game that they'll want to fix and be better because I thought they were getting pushed around early. But I also like what they did in the short yardage situations where they actually got physical on the defensive side to force fourth and short and then get them off the field a couple of times on fourth down.
Yeah, you know, when we talk about the mission statement of this team and physicality, because it's not like Liam Coen and company came out and said, all right, we're going to have an explosive offense. Trevor Lawrence is going to be a top 5 quarterback. They didn't say that per se. They said they're going to be a physical team. And the first play of the game, you know, the ball to Brian Thomas Jr., I was like, okay, well, I get it. You're going to come out and you're going to start passing. That's fine. Didn't go to Brian Thomas Jr., you know, it was a little bit of an underthrow. So I'm like, oh, man, like, when do we get to see this physicality? And to me, and like I don't want to like over-embellish this, but that fourth down call may have had the season on the line right there.
Wow.
Seriously. Yeah. Because
I felt pretty similar, man.
Because I'm like, man, we've seen this story before. We've seen fourth and short before, how it's turned out. And you want to talk about giving a team all the momentum the Carolina Panthers if you don't convert that? Like, listen, I love the cojones from Liam Coen. Obviously, it worked out well, and then you built off that, and you went down and got 3 points. But I was there sitting on the couch thinking I would have punted it. Like, there's no way I would have gone for that call. And especially the way that they execute it with the jet sweep, which we've seen, I don't know how many times in preseason, And I feel like Carolina, they should have been ready for that.
Yeah.
It worked,
Yeah.
and it worked, and obviously you had some self-inflicted penalties then after that, but that play right there was the definition, I feel like, of the season. And it's crazy to say it happened in the first drive of the first game of the season. That's just how I feel about it.
That's wild to say what you just said, and I can't say I fully agree with that. I understand the nature of what you're saying, and you might be right. Like, you really might be right. But that was a sequence that ends up getting lost because there was an hour and 15-minute delay. There was a lot of other things that go on. Didn't Liam Coen say this in his press conference last week? He's like, I used to worry about the first play, and then Matthew Stafford said, nobody remembers the first play. Well, it's pretty apparent nobody really remembers the first drive because you're not even talking about that by the time the postgame comes around. And I actually left the stadium yesterday, and I'm like, man, I wanted more on that fourth down play. Like, I actually wanted a little bit more into the everything on that. We'll do that tonight on our Jags Report Live. Trayvon Walker, by the way, at String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach with our drive of the day. That's the one we're going to highlight because he took the ball. He took the ball, so he's going to be aggressive. He said that they did that a lot in Tampa. That's not normal around the league to take the ball there. So he's coming out, hey, we're an offensive football team. Our offense is our identity, right? That's everything we've said. Yep. So that showcased that. And then really, to me, bigger than the fourth down play, at least in the moment, was the third down play because it was 3rd down and 1. And they didn't get it. And you're like, here we go again. This was the only thing I asked you to fix, Liam Coen and coaching staff. This is the only thing. We had him on the day before training camp. I said, just please fix that.
Yeah.
And they didn't get it. And then he goes for it on 4th down. And then I have all this stuff thinking, I'm like, first of all, how much was his heart beating on 4th down and 1?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, come on.
He's literally the laughing stock of the league if they don't get it.
I mean, come on, right?
37?
And again, you're the better team there. We're not talking about playing Kansas City and you got to steal something and you got to get something out of that drive. You're the better football team going into that game, so you don't need to give them an edge. And then I'm thinking about you in the preseason because you say that jet sweep's going to be a setup for something else.
Yeah.
And I see De'Ami Brown going in motion. I'm like, oh, this is the setup. They're going to fake it to him.
Yeah,
and they're going to hand it off. Like, all this is going through my mind on that
Sure.
play. It's a great call right there. And, oh, by the way, De'Ami Brown just, like, tripped over his own feet, thankfully.
Well,
I think he did at least.
Yeah.
Thankfully across the first down marker. Because it could have been a disaster in that right.
yeah. I mean, it was like, listen, and to echo the chat here a little bit, I did have a lot of PTSD from what I've seen on 4th and short, right? And I was extremely worried about it because, yes, on paper, the Jaguars are probably the better team. But the last thing you wanted to do was give the away opponent any sort of momentum to start the game out, to give Bryce Young any sort of momentum and confidence to start the game out. And that play right there, if they would not have converted that definitely would have did it. I mean, I think that the game could have been completely different. No, I'm still confident in the Jaguars being physical and the ability to run the football and everything, but it's just, I can't stress it enough how big that play was. And I think that team responded well. Now, you got to clean up the self-inflicted penalties, right? Because
that was terrible, really.
Because once again, like, you got the dub, and that's all that should matter. Week 1. It's a victory Monday. Celebrate it. But how many of those penalties can you get by with playing higher caliber teams down the line?
You can't go 1st and 20 and 1st and 30 and 1st and 20. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't do it. I mean, they had literally run like 8 plays and gone 10 yards at one time.
Yeah. Now, shout out to them for overcoming it.
I know. You
right?
do
Like,
give them heads up. I mean,
so props for that.
For that.
Yeah, props for that. But, like, if you're talking about you're playing Cincinnati, you're playing Houston, you're playing, Kansas City, you probably can't get away with that.
There's another thing here, I think, when it comes to that and even the delay and everything else. And this is what these guys did talk about, the transparency of it. And I think this one goes a little bit into the coach speak category. So I don't think it really resonates with fans. But they said, how are we going to handle adversity? How are we going to do that? What are we going to do when adversity strikes? Adversity's coming. They said it. We know what's going to happen. It's an imperfect game. All these things. They kept trying to tell you that. Well, they tried to build this. And I mean, my walk and talk with Gladstone said it. Hey, the most thing he was impressed with was how the backups handled the Miami game, playing against the first team, or how Johnny Wolford got out of a 2nd and 25 on that first series. Like, they were noting that with the team. They saw that, hey, Those are signs of mental toughness. Even if it's not with our top team guys, it's even trickled down all the way through that we can be mentally tough. They really preach that. They're trying for that, and they practiced that. And they did that on Sunday. That was another thing. They had multiple different situations, because of the penalties primarily, where they could have just, 3 and out, punted away. There are so many people around here that believe when they fumbled that football against Miami last year, they never recovered. Like for the entire season, they didn't recover. And so I think the answer to a lot of the things that did go wrong almost are a benefit for Liam Coen and everybody else because they got to see it. Now, again, you can't get away with 11 penalties in a game. I mean, you can't be holding them. You can't do it. You've got to fix it. The thing that I will give credit to Liam and the staff is when they kind of looked bad against Pittsburgh with the operational penalties, they were able to fix it the week after and the week after in the preseason. We'll see if they can get that same kind of jump because penalties concern me, Austin. A lot of times throughout a year, if you are that team, you are that team. And that's going to come back and bite you at some time.
And it's wild, too, because, like, the Pittsburgh game, you saw it. But then New Orleans, Miami, and granted, Miami was more 2s and 3s, but they cleaned it up. So, yeah, I mean, that's, like, in terms of what I'm not sure in terms of discipline, in terms of penalties, what this team is right now. Like, I'll have to see another week of that. But once again, I think, going back to that, once again, I'll talk about it one more time, going back to that 4th and 1 play, because, Brent, we've seen it. Like, you try to be physical with Travis Etienne. He gets stood up. I think, was it a loss of 1 or no gain? Whatever it was.
They said no gain.
It looked like a loss of 1 because he got hit in the backfield. Like, we've seen it all before. And I think the beauty of that conversion on 4th down, it wasn't mano-a-mano. Because last year we saw mano-a-mano. And we saw how it worked out. Not so good, right? Once again, you got PTSD. This was more of a scheme thing. This was more of a Liam Coen signature. I think this play is going to be open. Now, we saw more mano-a-mano, man-on-man and everything towards later the game where they established their physicality. But to me, Liam Coen shined there. It wasn't like, okay, well, we have to go out there and make a statement now. Let's go ahead and get our goal line formation and just, butt heads and hopefully we can get 1 yard and fall forward. No, it was let me go ahead and scheme this. Maybe I saw something from a player on the Carolina Panthers that we can expose here, and let's go ahead and run this jet sweep. So I love the fact of that the first 4th and 1 with, once again, I think the game on the line, Liam Coen's IQ, his prowess, and his play calling shine through, as opposed to just physical.
They bring up a great point, by the way, because later in the game, they're up 20-3. They can easily kick a field goal from 50 yards out, which is now like a chip shot for Cam Little. And they go for it at 4. Now, they're in command of the game, but they go for it on 4th and 1.5, and they actually just run it up the gut there and say, we're going to see if we can do this. They basically like, let's go. And that was a nice, if you go back to that play, you can really see the intent and the urgency, I think, from the offensive line on that. Sometimes you can just see it. Sometimes it's a great block like Brenton Strange had a couple times, but sometimes it's just like, we are going to beat you. Like whatever was said in the huddle, we are going to beat you right now. And it registers, and they actually pulled it off. So that's like more of a 4-minute offense type thing, like run when you have to, chew another few minutes off the clock, which they ended up doing, I think, before eventually kicking a field goal. Yeah, that would have made sense. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think like those things are really good. Hamby just asked this, so I'll steal it right now. He said, what grade would you give Liam Coen? And, there are moments in that game, you just brought one up, and I didn't think of that play like that, like, hey, he designed that, he out-executed you, he X's and O's owed you. But I actually think the moment that he felt the game and was pretty cool was when Brian Thomas Jr. got the touchdown. Because Brian Thomas Jr. had dropped the pass earlier. He was goose-egged at the time. He wasn't involved. We're talking about, what are we at that time, like late second quarter? I mean, now we're a couple hours into the day because of the delay. And he gets him going on an end around just to get a touch. And he gets into the end zone. They block it well. They score. So to me, that's good awareness of, okay, we got to get our guys to football.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Because, there's, especially in the second half, it was, okay, this game, you're probably going to win this game, right? Like, and once again, that's been a rarity here the past couple of years. It feels like we're going into the 3rd and 4th quarter, and we're feeling pretty good about ourselves and just, not make a mistake here, not make a mistake here.
That's a rarity around the league.
It's a rarity around the league. Like, we're feeling pretty good about it. So then, yeah, it seemed like it was time to, get guys the ball a little bit and just, try to get them their targets, which is it's a crazy concept because, once again, we haven't seen it a lot here, and I see a lot of people were saying, well, why don't you just run the football? Run the clock out, right? Like, where is the clock management? And I get that too, right? Because at the end of the day, this isn't fantasy football for Liam Coen. It's not fantasy football for the Jaguars. It's about winning a football game. And when I was in the pregame show, the last thing I said was, don't be mad if you're a fantasy football fan and you have Brian Thomas Jr. and you have Travis Hunter, because I think it's going to be a physical running game where the running backs are going to be showcased. And as long as you get the win, that's all that matters. So should we be a little leery about Brian Thomas Jr.'s numbers? I mean, it's worth a conversation. Mm-hmm. Did Trevor have the best day? No, he did not, right? There were some missed throws. There was an interception and everything. But at the end of the day, you're starting to see an identity, Brent.
Yeah. And
you're starting to see physicality. And I would much rather take that than trying to appease a bunch of fantasy numbers.
Yeah, Hamby, I think what's interesting of what Austen just said is, like, I think, again, these guys are cognizant of it. Now, you can be too cognizant of it, but in week one, to get people touches. And you know what? Liam, because he's so damn transparent, which is awesome, he says it anyway. Like, we got to get these guys going early. We want to get them the ball early. Like, he's not hiding anything there. And they were able to get guys touched. Even the running backs all had their own moments, even though ETN led the way. So I think he's very in tune. I mean, think about what he did yesterday, really. Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter got touched. De'Ami Brown got probably more than I thought. Brenton Strange, Hunter Long, ETN, Bigsby, Tootin, LaQuinn Allen. The only guy that really didn't get a touch in the offense, which was one I raised the question of prior to the game, and he got snaps, he just didn't get a touch, was Parker Washington.
And I had his over.
He's really the only guy, it was 1.5, I think it was, as the only guy that really did not touch the football, and he touched it on special teams a little bit. So he actually got every player that you would consider should get the football, got him involved in some way, shape, or form. And there's one other element of this. I don't think we even saw some of the stuff because he didn't have to show it in the second half, right? It became a totally different way to show the game, which I think we'll see more stuff from this entire football team next week in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot more. I think when we talk about Liam Coen's grade, I think that goes back to, I guess it was last week we were talking about how should we grade it. And I think it should be according to really his acronym. He says he's going to be, the whole entire manual of the football team, fast. And I think obviously, winning the football game should probably account for about 50% of the grade if I was doing the grading scale.
Yeah,
so
that's 50%. Probably a good idea. Maybe more.
Right? Yeah, I would say the play calling in general, because if we're grading him as a head coach, but also just as the play caller, that's probably about another 25%. And then I would go split the acronym in 4. Were you fundamentally sound? I mean, no, because of the penalties. You were in the run game because that was successful, right? That's part of it. But the penalties, obviously not. Were you attacking? Absolutely. You got 2 fourth downs, and that's kind of paired with situational masters. At the end of the first half, you didn't go sit on the football. You went down the field, got that 23-yard pass to De'Ami Brown, you kick a field goal, and you extend the lead. That's attacking. That's an A right there. And then you have the T, tough. I mean, when you had adversity, you overcome it. So,
well, tough goes in both ways there, too. It's physical and mental, and so I think they did. I think they checked the box on both of them.
Right. So,
handled the delay beautifully, and they're proud of that. And Austin, you know that because you don't know how you're coming out of a delay.
Right.
Yeah.
And they handled it well. And if you saw the locker room, he was adamant. I was a little surprised they even let him use it, the .com folks, that what he said, like when they came out, I forget actually the quote, but he said something like with a swear in there, like basically we kicked their ass coming out of the delay.
Yeah, and was their whole premise too, like, is this true? Like they took off their shoes and they were doing grounding exercises and just kind of like closing their eyes and stuff and just chilling?
That's interesting. I think I asked every player I talked to about the delay, and you had different responses. Josh Hines-Allen was like, hey, I kind of just stayed in my own little world.
Okay.
Jordan Lewis said he was watching tape of stuff. I think it was Hunter Long was like, I was twiddling my thumbs, doing nothing. Brenton Strange was saying, I was watching the games because I got a couple buddies that play for the Colts.
Yeah.
So
because they announced it on the sideline, the reporter.
They did
that they're talking about how they all like took off their cleats and were doing like grounding exercises and everything, which I thought was interesting. I mean, it does make sense.
What does that even mean?
Grounding. Well, I mean, J.J. McCarthy made this super popular it would have been his last season at Michigan, where he would come out on the field and walk barefoot and just kind of like center himself and like just kind of put himself in a mindset.
Matt Collins body.
Matt Collins.
Matt Collins a little bit, right? So that's what it sounded like they were doing at halftime, where it's like they all took their cleats off and they're just, just kind of doing some visualizations and things like that and just relaxing. I mean, relaxing and having a snack is what they said, I think.
Yeah, I think they mentioned, or maybe this was Coen, or maybe I heard it from someone else, but Coen said, hey, we were ready for this. Like, we thought that we could get this. And we might get a delay. And so their sports science people were ready for it and everything else. I do think that's one of the undertold stories of the offseason. Just I tried to, like, bring up everything that I could remember from production meetings and everything else. It's just how much they have leaned on their sports science part of this, which is not surprising, right? I think everybody does. But how they built, like, the training camp schedule, however, Coen will tell you the most important group involved in all of that is the sports science people.
Yeah.
And how they built everything. And so there's a real lean on that. It feels, and again, I'm not saying it's bigger than anybody else in the league or bigger than it's been in the past. It just feels like it might be. And that's not surprising because I think you get your older coaches and you're like, well, there's a little bit of that. We need that. But this is still the old school football. Mm-hmm. And then you get this new wave and you're like, no, boom, boom. That's the way it's done. We are leaning on this is foolproof. Yeah. Right? Yeah. This is gospel, is basically. And I think, so it was just interesting to hear them say, we had our sports science guys ready for what that looks like in an hour and 15 delay. And you just don't know how that's going to come out. You don't know how people are going to come out of that. And remember, the Jags are backed up at, the 9-yard line?
Yeah.
Before ETN runs for that. Again, like, that's good stuff, man. I mean, I know that's like elementary stuff, but elementary stuff is hard in Jacksonville. Like, it's like the easy stuff's hard. Foye Oluokun catching that football does not happen every year in Jacksonville.
Right.
That ball squirts out and is almost an interception.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Bryce Young's knee is down before the ball comes out on that other turnover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there were some good things that kind of happened to the Jags yesterday, and they helped create those good things. That's a real positive sign. And you want to go to the sound quick on just the delay? Sure. Before we hit a break, here's what the guys were saying about it.
Just stretched and we looked at film. We looked at some plays that we got to clean up and different things like that, but we stayed ready.
Sat here and didn't do a whole lot. Twiddled my thumbs for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it just adds to the adversity of it. How mentally strong are you as a football team? Where none of that matters. When the whistle blows and it's time to go, it's time to go. And I think we did a good job handling that today.
I turned on the games and I watched the Colts play a little bit, and I watched the Giants play a little bit. My two teammates from Penn State play.
All right, we're all doing the same thing, man.
I'm not sure about that. I kind of overspoke.
You're good. Yes, it was really that I get a little context to the Brent Strange part. He starts telling that, and he looks over at PR. He's like, "Should I be saying this? Am I gonna get myself in trouble for saying I was watching games?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, it was kind of, you could see him processing it all, and he's like, screw it, it's too late now,
Yeah.
I don't think you can get in trouble, man, for watching football games like in an hour and 15-minute delay. You're all right.
He was watching film.
Yeah, I mean, what are fans going to say? Oh, you got to focus on, like, come on, man. What are we talking about?
It was just a funny moment, like a real-time moment where he's like, should I be saying this?
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. So, hey, that was, and once again, I do think just I know the Jags I think the Jags took a lot of heat on, like, social media. That is not a Jags call. That's an NFL
With the weather?
call. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, I wasn't there. I was at home resting my knee, but I would assume that you want to err on the side of caution in terms of lightning and everything. Like,
well, I just think it's a guy in the NFL office, basically, like in New York, saying, "Hey, there's a lightning strike within 8 miles. You got to go." Like, this is just protocol.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, because people were complaining, like, "Whoa, and people have actually been struck by lightning." I don't know. I don't have the numbers in front of me. I can ask ChatGPT, but I would assume that they're going to err on the side of caution and making sure everyone's safe and not hurt.
Let's just make it 4 next time. 4 miles.
4 miles? All right.
Yeah. Well, again, I understand why everybody says that. I've played plenty of golf with lightning and thunder around.
Sure.
But guess what? People get hit. And if you're running the thing with 50,000, 60,000 fans in a building, you don't want the other side of it.
Yeah.
It's like what we complain about when hurricanes caused the cancellation of school, and then it's a beautiful sunny day.
Yeah.
You don't want the other side of it if you're running things, because guess what? You're hammering for them for that too if they don't take caution. So yeah, and it is the NFL. It did seem like, hey, how's it look out there? Would have been a decent phone call to make.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
honestly, I don't remember seeing a lightning strike or even hearing thunder.
Yeah.
But I get the rule. I mean, the rule's the rule, and it's just amazing that it doesn't happen more in Jacksonville in September.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess 22 it was delayed. Somebody said 2011. I don't remember that one. We have done many preseason games where we've had to dance around some storms, no doubt. But I'm just a little surprised we don't get this more often.
Yeah, I mean, it is Florida, right? So it is a little shocking. And, once again, see, it's easy for me to say because I wasn't there sitting in the crowd or in the parking lot or waiting in the – I'm sure that sucked, right? A little humid there, a little muggy. But, I get the NFL erring on the side of caution. But maybe going forward now, if we have, these long delays, maybe get out Mr. Beast and he can come out in the field and do something fun with that, because that's where football is going now as well, which is –
I just appreciate you emailing – not emailing like the people that did. I can't believe you took the Jags game off and you put the Giants and the Commanders on.
Oh, really?
What kind of TV station are you guys?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what do they want? Yeah, that was a legit voice. That person's in his mom's basement living eating Cheetos for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Karen made her way from Philly to here.
Oh, boy.
What was the alternative? What did they want?
I just think they didn't know that it was delayed.
Oh,
they missed it, and so they must have turned it on. It's not on.
Okay,
and
I got you. They didn't know okay.
Just fire it off.
One guy was kind of funny. I had a different tone to every email that I was responding to. One was kind of like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Another one was like, oh, don't worry. One was, hey, you could watch nothing going on in the field right now if you'd prefer.
Yeah,
or you could watch a football game. And then there's one guy that he responded to his own email. It was like, I'm an idiot. Sorry.
What did they do for the radio was still there? Radio had to just keep on.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I did say this because a lot of times when we have this in the preseason, we're controlling the content in the preseason.
Of course.
So then you have to have a backup plan. What I did, it hit me when we saw this. I was like, oh, man, Fox, it's a beautiful thing. All you do is go to another game.
Yeah.
You got 10 games going on. You just go to another game.
That's what I asked about the radio. It's like, do you got to do a 40-minute monologue now? Just because there ain't much to talk about.
They were playing old interviews.
There we go.
And
is that what they did?
Yes.
They actually were.
And let me just say this. I only know that because lightning delay was actually really clutch for me. I had a baby shower to pop in at. Only went in my best friend. So the weather delay being an hour and a half.
I'd reconsider that, friend.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I don't know what but it's all good. So weather delay was perfect for me. I got there and back and missed probably 2 minutes of actual game time.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it was old Trevor Lawrence interviews from the past week or two.
All right.
Nice.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, that's not an easy spot. You got to figure it out. I mean,
yeah.
It's just either that or you just talk for 40 minutes, which you could do on the radio side. I mean, you got enough people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, call Austin.
Oh, yeah.
What's he doing at home?
Go to the bullpen. I was watching the Brewers game, and it's all good. That actually worked out really well for me.
All right, let's take a break. Brent and Austin Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Here's the lineup today. We got our Monday morning quarterback coming up, and I want to do a little something. I really don't know if this is what we're going to call it, but it's a little bit like love it, like it, and I didn't like it from the game. Not everything was great in that game. So, are there some underlying things we should keep an eye on and not get too crazy? I'll give credit to the Jags. They were not overhyped about a win. They were very businesslike about it. Bills, man, what a game that was. I saw 3 plays of it, but what a game. You guys can comment more about what's around the NFL. We'll have more sound from the locker room on some different topics, including the turnovers. I mean, how about 3 turnovers? The Gators, oof. Man. That's what I'm laughing. Unbelievable. And waiters on the weekend, this is not planned, but Hamby must have done well. That's the only thing I got going.
Oh, we're actually planning it this week? Yeah. Well, then Hamby did well.
Yeah, we don't do this.
Yeah.
But Hamby put it in.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we did. We got to pay it off.
We don't pay it off till the end of the month.
We paid it.
on Friday.
No, we paid it off last Monday.
Nah, we didn't have a game to talk about, man. I mean, we were just begging for stuff.
Whatever.
Last Monday.
If you were winning, you'd have it in.
Well, probably. I don't blame you. I'm just calling it like it is.
Yeah.
You probably did well. I mean, he's texting.
I don't even know
us
how
about
I did,
it
honestly.
yesterday.
Yeah, I did notice that. I think I went 0-4, but I can't remember.
I lost the Padres Friday night, so I'm out again.
Yeah.
Padres can't beat the freaking Rockies. and then I'm done betting anyway because the freak I almost said something different. Did you the Dodgers? The Dodgers.
Saw that.
It's the worst beat of all time.
That was a bad beat, man.
I was a part of the worst beat of all time.
Yeah, that was bad.
Well, the Ravens might have been pretty bad last night, too.
Ravens are bad. Cubs been bad. Yeah.
A lot of people got to hang it up. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah. Join the party. We'll be back. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Right now, you can get a free Connecticut reverse osmosis system with a purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Connecticut water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
High school football is right around the corner, and here at Action Sports Jacks 24/7, we're bringing in a new wave of high school football coverage, introducing the Blitz Breakdown and the Friday night game of the week. Start your week off right with the Blitz Breakdown on Monday nights, giving you live analysis, interviews, picks, rankings, and more, making it a one-stop shop for high school football in the 904. And don't think we're stopping there, because on Friday nights when the lights get bright, Action Sports Jacks 24/7 will be there with a live game of the week, bringing you some of the best in-county rivalries in the area.
Play as hard as you can play, do your job, and stay together. Okay, the rest will take care of itself.
Action Sports Jacks 24/7, your home for high school football.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
It's time for our Monday morning quarterback report, driven by your local Hyundai dealers. And, we got a lot to get to here. And we're going to do a little bit of love it, like it. I really don't like this name of it. But basically, if you come up with something better, that's fine.
Okay.
But I basically want to just go, what's something from the game that you absolutely, man, that was awesome. Hey, this is good. And then this is not so good.
Yep.
It's basically the idea here. Call it whatever the hell you want. But it is driven by your local Hyundai dealers.
Yeah.
It's our Monday morning quarterback part of it. We'll get into the quarterback and also Travis Hunter and other things along the way here, too, here on the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Where do you go with it?
I mean, I think overall, so we're doing what I love first? Yeah, what I love about it, I think it's the mission statement. It's the physicality, and I think we saw that, right? This is why I put so much stake into what coaches say in press conferences before the season, because it's essentially their opportunity to kind of set the precedent of what the season's going to be, right? And then you take those quotes and you see if the team can take those quotes and make them, reality. And I think yesterday we saw a team that came out physical, a team that could run the football. Yes, there was self-inflicted penalties and everything like that, but when you can go on that box score and you can say, okay, well, Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor Lawrence, not bad. Travis Hunter, it was okay. Well, then what won the day? It was running the football. It was pounding the rock. It was physicality. It was winning in the trenches. So that's what I love about what I saw yesterday.
All right, here's what I loved about it. Brenton Strange. I'm telling you, man, you could feel this season loading for him. There's something about him. It's been, I think, an under-the-radar deal for really a couple years. And if you listen to us for the last couple years, I'll tell you some instances where it's hey, man, this guy does a better job than people are giving him credit for, right? Specifically in the run game. And he is one of those guys that has the mentality that this regime's looking for and that last year was missing with too many guys. He, to me, would be the guy that could lose his mind and actually throw the Gatorade across the locker room, which I like. But he also will knock you into next week, as he did a couple of times. He's the one that helped spring the block on just a good block for ETN. And then you saw the 2 or 3 yard run by, I think, Bigsby. And watch this.
Dang.
I mean, Austin, you got to love
legit.
that.
Yep.
I mean, that is just violent.
That's insane, man. Yeah.
Oh, but there's
Trevon Merrick, too. That's my dude, man.
But there's another part. By the way, Merrick makes a good play actually here. He still gets.
Well, he kind of trips him up a little.
Yeah,
bit.
I mean, pretty nice effort by him.
I mean, hey, the last thing I'm thinking if I'm getting decleated is I better make this tackle still.
Yeah. So I mean, that is okay. That's one side of it, guys. I thought he was the hero of the first drive.
Yep.
He had 3 catches, and then he went real quiet. But he had another catch later when I thought Trevor missed a couple of things, and he threaded a needle. So it was a really nice reception there. So I think he's on the verge of being a really good player. I don't want to overinflate it, but I love what I saw out of Brenton Strange because I kind of had some of that in my mind. I think he is the guy in a big moment that I feel really comfortable the ball going to, and I think he's going to be open. The one last thing about this, we have noted on several occasions in the month of August how open tight ends have been for the Jacksonville Jaguars in practice, in scrimmages, sometimes even in the games, and he was open again on several fronts, and so was Hunter Long. Whoa. So I thought Doug Peterson was the tight end guy.
Right.
Well, Liam Coen does a hell of a job with tight ends as well, it looks like, Austin.
Well, and if you want to go back to that Hunter Long touchdown or what got Brenton Strange so open, once again, this comes down to the scheme and what he's setting up here. If you go back to the Hunter Long touchdown, that motion that they ran, they did that earlier in the game where Travis Etienne had that long run. So all of a sudden you bring the exact same motion by, but now you have Hunter Long. And listen, if I'm a defensive coordinator, and I'm talking to my guys, or if I'm the middle linebacker, I'm calling the front, I'm going, okay, we got Hunter Long in right now. What do you think is going to happen? Is he going to beat us for a touchdown on a boot? Probably not. That's probably going to be a run play, right? So if I'm a linebacker, I'm cheating it. If I'm a defensive lineman, I'm cheating it. So Hunter Long's in the game. You show the exact same motion that Brennan Strange showed before in terms of that run block, but what happens this time? It's a play action boot. You roll out. He, instead of going right down the line, he goes a little deeper. It's a nice little out route, easy touchdown. Simply because, once again, this comes back to the scheme. This comes back to playing chess and not checkers. And yes, it's cool to be physical, but it's also cool to be smart and physical. And that's what that play exemplified right there. They set Carolina up. The defense wasn't ready for it. Hunter Long's wide open. Get a touchdown.
I think you could actually absolutely make an argument that Brenton Strange is one of the top 3 most important players to this Jaguars offense already. He was featured, obviously, in the first drive with all the catches, but you watch that play with that he just, bounced Trayvon Moehrig, split zone. They ran that. I would be interested to go back. I think I counted 7 or 8 times off the top of my head, which the entire run play is predicated on Brenton Strange sprinting to the other side of the field and either stealing that edge defender or the nickel corner who's firing. And that is split zone, and they ran it over and over and over yesterday. The run game was predicated on Brenton Strange being able to do his job so that backside defender can't come crashing down on Travis Etienne or whoever it is, and it literally worked pretty much every time.
How about you for Lovett?
Oh, it's got to be the defense, though. It's got to be the defense, 3 turnovers. After last year, for the defense to force 3 turnovers and that not be y'all's Lovett, the other things are great, but that's the biggest thing.
Well, try not to go the obvious sometimes here, Hamby. Don't bust our chops.
I love it. How can you not? You force 3, you get to finally get some tips and overthrows, and obviously, the 2 turnover on downs as well. It wasn't just that we got 4th and 1s on offense; is that we stopped them on defense. And although Bryce Young just straight up handed one to us, which I think the brain needs to be studied on that particular play, just throwing it out of the back of the end zone. It was almost so bad it almost seemed spiteful. Obviously it wasn't.
Yeah,
I would never
weird.
say that it was, but it was that weird. It was like he's throwing it out of the back of the end zone just to prove a point almost.
Well, we saw Jaden Daniels do something goofy at the end of the first half too, though.
Mm-hmm. That too. But it's got to be the 3 turnovers. Foye, and look, Jordan Lewis, make a bigger impact on a football game in your first game in that jersey. He couldn't have if he tried. Even the pass breakup that he had on what I thought should have been an offensive PI in the first half on that little slot fade that they ran, where he catches up the Renfro and forces that football out. That's a phenomenal play. I don't know if we make that play last year. So if you force 3 turnovers and you only had 8 or 9 or who, there's discrepancy, I guess, because one was, I guess, special teams. But that's
pretty good.
Football.
Yeah.
What'd you like?
What did I like?
I can help you if you need a little time.
Yeah, go ahead and help me out. Yeah.
Here's what I like, guys. I like the safeties play overall. Sure. And I like the fact that they are going to be, I think, sound players. I think that's what, before you get to be, we said this all offseason, not a knock on any of them. I think they're good pros, good players, Wingard and Murray. I think Savage, too. I don't think they're like the best safeties in the league. I don't think we're going to get to that point. And that's okay. Last year was bad. This is raising the floor. I love Dewey's story anyway. Murray, we're getting to know. And you talk about impact. Murray, just about as big impact as Jordan Lewis in game 1. Yeah. And I just think they were sound. I didn't see the explosives. I thought the tackling was tough. I know the missed tackle on Murray. You're not going to be perfect, okay? We're going to probably see some plays at times where they get beat. But I think overall, I think it's something you can rely on coming out of game 1. And I thought that would be the case, so I like to see it. Obviously, a bigger challenge ahead now against Joe Burrow and the Bengals coming up.
So here's what I liked. And once again, I'm going to, I guess, kind of echo off Hamby, even though I don't think the interior defensive line did a great job. I get that that's in 4th and 1 or whatever. They stopped them. But in totality, I think the defensive line, interior-wise, has to pick it up a little bit. But what I liked was the game plan from Coach Campanelli, because I think he made it abundantly clear. If you're going to beat us, it's going to beat us with Bryce Young. A classic example would have been the play that you guys talked about with Jordan Lewis, where Hunter Renfrow had that rub route. He gets open, right, because they essentially sent the house. And thankfully, Bryce Young doesn't make a great pass, and he underthrows it. Jordan Lewis recovers, makes a great play. Now, if that's going to be T. Higgins and Joe Burrow, is that probably a touchdown? Maybe. But I would say I assume the game plan is going to be a little different than when you take them on. You saw it you saw it from the first, pass rushing play on defense. If you want to go back to the first quarter, first drive for the Carolina Panthers, and I think it was like a 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3, but they come out in this tight bunch formation, which everyone does now, right? And you go 3-by-1, so it's trips on one side. So you have 3 wide receivers and then 1 wide receiver on the other side. No tight end. Okay, you could run it here with Chuba, but it looks like it's going to be a pass. Well, what do the Jaguars do? They send the house from the get-go. That to me is a statement right there saying, okay, we know what we have. We know maybe interior-wise, the defensive line, maybe it's not the best, so let's go ahead and put some pressure on Bryce Young, and let's send the house on him. And they did that play after play after play. And if you want to go back to that first blitz that they had where Bryce Young snuck out, if Devon Hamilton's on his job and keeps contained, they stop it. But they don't. There's a miscommunication in terms of pass rush lanes, and Bryce Young, squirts out for a first down. And that's going to be, I think, the biggest story going forward in terms of if you start to send the house like you're doing, which is great. I love it. I love being aggressive. I like having a young quarterback who's been up and down in his career being forced to try to beat you. I love what they're trying to do, but you have to remember, if you're going to send the house, you got to be on your P's and Q's. And you got to make sure that you follow your rush lanes. And we saw that a couple times yesterday where guys weren't in the right position to contain Bryce Young.
Hamby, what you got?
Yeah, I'm on a similar boat. I really like the simulated pressures because it looked so new. It didn't even look like the Jags defense because I just hadn't seen that. I mean, we're walking 8 guys up to the line of scrimmage. I have no idea, nobody has any idea who's coming, who's not, and and they kept doing it. And it was particularly, I think it was on a 3rd and 8 that the Panthers had. They literally ran 3rd and 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. Dewey's up there. All of our linebackers, Foye, Devin, everybody's up there. And 4 guys drop, including Josh Hines-Allen. Then we bring 4, and Bryce Young is panicking. Then they do the exact same thing on 4th and 8, but 4 different guys come. And nobody knows where the pressure's coming from, who's dropping, right? And you see guys bailing as soon as the ball is snapped and running all the way into coverage. And is that lane open? Is it not? I don't know. Bryce Young didn't know. And to have different looks, right, that was a pleasant surprise for me because as Dewey said in postgame, like, yeah, obviously we didn't show any of that in the preseason. Well, I mean, because they didn't show, we just didn't know how much they were going to do, how much not. Campanile, I thought, and Coen said it after the game, called an unbelievable game. And regardless of, look, I don't think Bryce Young's a very good quarterback, but for him to look that panicked and that uncomfortable, that's not just who he is. That is what the defense is forcing you to do. And I thought the Jags defense did a phenomenal job yesterday.
I think they got more tricks up their sleeve as well coming up, the next few weeks. We'll see. I think it's a pretty wide menu, as Dewey called it. About didn't like it. And obviously the penalties could be a thing here, but I'm staying away from the obvious. And I'm going to say this. I was a little disappointed with all the Travis Hunter hype that, 1, he only played 6 plays on defense, and 2, he didn't run out there first with the defense. And I get it. Hat tip to we above me is one of their mottos, okay? And I understand it, and that's cool. And I get it. And Jari and Jones, you're giving them a chance and earn this stuff. We're early in the season. You want to measure all this. Hunter hadn't practiced at times during August, especially later in August, all those different things. But you went up and drafted him, made one of the boldest moves we've seen in Jacksonville Jaguars draft history, if not the boldest. One of the boldest moves people would say around the National Football League maybe in years. You go get a unicorn, and, man, I think you run him out on both sides of the ball to start. Even if he only plays 6 snaps on defense, I think you run him out there. So I was a little disappointed in that, didn't like it. I do think his role will evolve, but I wanted to see a little bit more. Again, that's the storyline in me maybe, but they kind of helped present the storyline all offseason.
Yeah, see, it's wild because the Jaguars win, so I'm going to be honest, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But if they lose this game, it's the headline.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he being used more? Where was he on Ted McMillan when Ted McMillan was, and granted he was on Ted McMillan one time and McMillan caught that first down. But I agree with you where at least I had the sense that this was going to be, all right, you're going to start on offense, you're going to start on defense just to have that as a headline.
Yeah.
Right? And if you watch the broadcast, there was certain times in the game where they're just going to the sidelines talking about the guy's smile.
Yeah.
Like the commentary team was looking for reasons to mention Travis Hunter to the point where I was like, okay, I'm already getting sick of it. Honestly, and this is our guy. This is our guy in Jacksonville, and I don't like how there's like a smile cam now for Travis Hunter. Like, just wait till he gets on the field and talk about him, right? So I do agree with you. I was a little surprised because while I wanted them to remain cautious, right? This is a marathon, not a sprint. This guy, he got hurt a little bit in the preseason, so let's not give him 100% of the reps. I was a little surprised we didn't see him more.
Yeah, and one other note here, guys, before you get yours in on Travis Hunter, we'll talk more about Travis, but it came out Saturday night from Adam Schefter that
was bizarre to me.
That he was going to play on offense and not much on defense. And by the way, you could certainly see that case happening. I mean, that's what we thought right from the jump.
Yeah.
And then we started to say, oh, maybe there's more on defense that he's going to play. And by the way, I think that's a bit of a shout out to Jarian Jones. He's really earned the respect of this coaching staff, and he's played pretty well throughout camp. Like, he has earned a lot. I'm not sure they were thinking this way 5 months ago, that Jarian would run out there first. So hats off to him, the second-year player out of Florida State. But I even said on our pregame show when we brought that up, I was like, yeah, Shefty's really reliable. I'm not sure I'm buying that. I'm not sure I'm buying it because they have been so close to the vest on the Hunter stuff. They've been transparent about everything.
Right.
But so here's what I think happened, which is kind of weird to me. This is just total speculation on my part. But I don't think that came out of the Jags building. I got a feeling that came from a production meeting with the Fox folks and somehow got back to like Schefter of all people. That's Fox and ESPN. That's the only place I could figure that would come from, because in a production meeting, you're going to get some of that info of, what guys are going to do, what's the game plan.
Yeah.
But I just don't see the Jags giving Schefter, hey, here's the plan on Saturday night. They were so coy. That was the only thing they were actually coy about for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So I was, listen, Schefty's good, but I'm still... I was a little surprised by that report, and actually was maybe a bit more surprised that it was right.
No, for sure. And I think this came down to more of the team looking so good and like having that comfortable lead. True. I think you were trying to save him a little bit, which I get it, because now you're playing a Cincinnati Bengals team where we'll see what the game plan is with Coach Camp and everything in terms of how you shut down, because, by the way, I probably didn't watch the Bengals game at all, but they didn't do that well. No. They didn't look that legit. Now, Cleveland's defense and Myles Garrett is an absolute – he almost – technically he had 3 sacks in a row.
Yeah.
They didn't count him for the 3rd sack, but it was ridiculous. So
7 yards in the second half for Cincinnati.
Of course.
113 yards for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, and the story is what it was going into this preseason was their offensive line for Cincinnati. They're just –
But he was only sacked 3 times in the game. It was 3 straight?
Well, he got credit for 2.
He got credit for 2.
So it was 2.
But yeah, it was literally 3 consecutive plays.
So that's really we can get into the Bengals much later, but I'm searching for a reason. I'm going to go watch the game tonight as much as I can. But if you give up only 3 sacks in the game, which is the stat,
well,
not that bad.
How many pressures though?
I get it, but
And he wrecked the whole series. Like that can be bigger than even the totality of it, right?
Yeah.
If it was a big series, I didn't watch the game either, but
for me just to hear, that they had 113 yards of offense, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they must have given up 7-8 sacks.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. The bottom line, Cleveland's defense is right. Houston's defense, Cleveland's defense, they're good. It kept them in the game. But that was a little surprising to see 113 yards passing out of Joe Burrow. That's wild. Because he got off to like a 7-for-9 start, by the way, for 74 yards. I remember seeing the stat line like in the first quarter. Mm-hmm. And then nothing after that. Yeah. That's crazy. They spent a lot of money on that offense to get like nothing.
Well, yeah.
All right.
And they couldn't run the football. Chase Brown was supposed to have a big day.
Yeah,
did not.
Nobody did much on the offensive side. All right, what do you got that you didn't like?
Yeah, obviously you can take the self-inflicted penalties as the obvious one. I'm going to just keep on riding this until it gets solved. It's the interior defensive line.
Yeah.
we see Mason
Smith, yeah.
I'm sorry, Mason Graham. Yeah. Now I'm on the Cleveland Browns defense.
That was a stunner
Mason
to me.
Smith getting scratched, which is there anything update with that?
Again, I can't sit here and tell you that I know anything. It wasn't asked. I kind of was like, I wish it was asked a little bit, but I think it will be a today question on Mason Smith. It's always weird coming out of a game asking about the guy that was inactive at 11:30 in the morning. But it was a little bit surprised. When we got that, I was surprised. I was surprised because we had, I'd done like so many interviews with Mason Smith from Miami and everything else, and it looked like he would track to be ready to go, and Armstead tracked to be ready to go. So you just kind of assumed in your mind. I think this was, hey, we got a couple of guys. We don't need to rush him back yet. Let's make sure he's got as much practice time as we think he needs. And a little bit, guys, it goes into this. It's the Carolina Panthers. We've got it. We're good.
Sure.
So I think that's what it is. I don't think there's anything else to it. At times last year when he was inactive, there was a little bit more to it at times.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything. I don't think this is a red flag alarming, but I would like to hear the coach say something about it today and figure out why.
And my biggest point to what I didn't like about the interior defensive line is because I can sit here and say, okay, Josh Hines down. I get he didn't get home. Close a couple times. Looked pretty good, right? 8 pressures. Dennis Gardeck looked pretty good. Made his presence known. Trayvon Walker, for the most part, not too bad. I think he had some kind of finger injury that he was dealing with towards the second half of the game, so he was coming in and out. Not bad. But when we talk about the interior wise, oh, by the way, Smoot too. Smoot gang.
Yeah.
Had a quarterback sack. There you go. First one of the season.
Too, I think it was.
Yeah.
Tackle for loss.
How many times do we mention Devon Hamilton? How many times do we mention Colin Sanders? How many times do we mention Austin Johnson? How many times do we mention Eric Armstead? Now, he had a couple tackles, but how many times do we really go, oh, there we go?
Yeah.
Not too many.
It felt like they had to bring the pressure to create it.
Correct. So if that's the conversation that we're having right now in terms of, okay, well, who's the interior defensive lineman that really stood out, even like a Gardeck did where it's like made his presence known? I'm not sure if really any of those guys really did that. So I would say what I didn't like was the interior defensive line. And until it gets figured out, it could still be a story going forward because Mason Smith, was a guy that was expected, I feel like, to at least fill that role a little bit, was busting his ass in the offseason, was scratched.
I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence, just the third quarter specifically. And I think it's honestly a shame because I think, man, he played really well. He looked in control. The offense was always in the right play, it seemed like, which is the bigger thing than one particular throw, or I guess 3 or 4 really in that third quarter. And it's a shame because obviously, the people who are only going to look at the stats are going to see he threw for 178 yards, and they're going to see a couple clips of those missed throws, and it is what it is. But you would like to see those balls get completed. Those are open receivers. You're an NFL thrower, and there wasn't a lot of pressure on those, even really to excuse. Step up in the pocket and throw a strike. And that didn't happen on a couple of those. Will that get fixed? I don't know because there's not one thing I can point to that'll fix it. More time with this new footwork, potentially, more comfortability. But those balls have to be completed because against the Bengals, you're going to have those throws. Yeah, and that's just is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think there was a lot to like about Trevor. The command of the offense, no wristband included.
Right.
The couple of scrambles that he had. Yeah. I remember saying at one time, if you're going to be a good football team, you go down and score a touchdown here. This is where your quarterback has to take over. It was after the turnover from Foye. You got the ball in the plus 35. Right. You go score. You punch it in. You make a statement against a not-so-good football team. They did. Hats off. He ran it well. They called the right plays. They get it to Hunter Long touchdown. The plays that bugged me, the intentional grounding, he could have got rid of it earlier. More than the play to Travis Hunter, because I think that is a little bit of a touch play, and it was oh so close. And it was a hell of a play. And it probably changes everything. But then we would be hiding some of the other stuff. And the other stuff is simply just simple, accurate issues. Is that footwork? Is that, I don't know. I don't know. But you can't miss Brian Thomas Jr. on the easy one. And I just think there were a couple other throws that were just not really that difficult for him to make. And then he makes some really good ones where he pipes it in and threads the needle.
Yep.
Is that just going to be the way it is?
Yeah.
I don't know. And so you'd really like to come out of this game and be like, man, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 250 yards. Man, he ran that offense great. You pounded Carolina. You put them away. You scrambled when you needed to. You protected yourself. You'd love to say that, and then you come out like, man, those 3 or 4 plays just can't happen. I'll tell you this, though, and I go back to a Coen. I appreciate him. Guess what he did in the postgame? In fact, you want to get it real quick before we head to break? Listen to the sound in the postgame. We ain't getting this from others. He basically is like, yeah, it wasn't good here, but this is what I liked here. Like, he flat out says, ain't good enough in the third quarter. Like, he just says it how it is. Here's Coen and Trevor talking about Trevor.
I thought he handled things well. I thought he had not a great third quarter, to be honest. We need to be more accurate and complete some of those balls when we have people open. But I thought overall for his first start in a new system, he handled it really well. He got us in and out of a lot of plays. He had to can a lot of plays, and he did it effectively and efficiently, and I was proud of his leadership.
You got to take it for what it is. We won in week 1. We're 1-0 to start the season, and we're all pumped about that. A lot of work went into it, and we're not no one takes for granted, how hard it is to win in this league. So we're all really proud of that. But it's one game, so we got to keep doing it. That's what consistency is. What will be the difference, and we have to continue to prepare and play well.
Yeah, I think he just said the word. I think we would all like to see a little bit more consistency throughout the game. But you know what, Austen? I'm going to say this too. You don't play for 280 days in a real football game. I don't care what you're doing in life.
Yeah.
Even if it's riding a bike, which they say is just like riding a bike. You're probably not going to ride it as well 280 days later the first time out.
Sure.
All right? So, I do think there's an element of that. We want these guys playing at a championship level right off the jump. And, man, I was getting some comments about the defense and about this when they're up 20-3. It's like it's not going to be perfect right out of the jump. The anxiety, all these other things, the new offense. I did think Trevor handled the line of scrimmage really well. It was late in clock stuff because I was watching that. And I thought, he would check. He got those guys organized. Now, you would know this more than me, but are they going to look back and be like, hey, you didn't get this set up quickly enough, and that's why they held a couple of times? Maybe they'll say that. I don't know.
Maybe.
But overall, I thought Trevor was good. You got to hit the layups. That's what bugged Doug Peterson last year in that Houston game.
Yeah.
You got to hit the layups, man, and you had a couple of them to hit.
And I do agree with Hamby here. I think that it was a little disappointing, right, just because of what Liam Coen was brought here to do. Now, once again, you won the football game and you pounded the rock. So, very rarely can you ever pound the rock and have, a great quarterback, a 4-touchdown type of game. But, as part of my research going into this game, I looked back at what Baker Mayfield did week 1 in that Liam Coen offense. And they played the Washington Commanders, who Washington Commanders going to NFC Championship game. Now, they were young quarterback and everything at that time, but still a quality team. Well, it's crazy kind of how the game script was going to follow what Jacksonville did here, because they try to get the ball to Rachaad White. He did not run well. So Bucky Irvin came in. But nevertheless, Baker Mayfield had 4 touchdowns against Washington week 1, right?
How many points they scored in that game, remember?
I can't remember that. You have
a
to go to the final
right?
score. It was a high-scoring game, I feel like, from both sides. But nevertheless, that's what you kind of expected, I feel like, right, in a Liam Coen offense. So I think the ability to pound the rock like they did, and I think in a surprise for a lot of people of Travis Etienne doing his thing, kind of reestablished okay, if this is what we're going to do, this is what Carolina's going to give us, let's keep pounding the rock then. It's okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Here's just, by the way, just his openers the last couple of seasons. 12 of 21, 162 for a touchdown. Remember, he was brilliant last year in Miami in the first half, and then they only threw it 7 times in the second half. Against Indianapolis, which he really plays his best football against, 2 years ago, 24 of 32, 241, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Back in 2022, his opener with Doug Peterson, that was 24 of 42, 275, a touchdown and a pick. And I think I almost remember his numbers from his debut. 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions against Houston. 28 of 51, threw it way too many times for 332. So, he's had mixed bag results early in the season. Early in the season, he has not been lights out for the Jags in his career. And maybe that's something we talk about a little more big picture and get some numbers to back that up. But again, I thought he did some good things. I thought it was also a couple moments you'd like back. But I do think, listen, I think there's a lot on him with this new offense, too. And it's a first game in a new offense. I think Coen said that. I think we have to temper some expectation. I know you just referenced Baker Mayfield, and that's fair. But I think we still have to temper some expectation here in the early part because I think this will get better as it goes from Trevor's perspective, but everybody's perspective.
So to go to that game real quick, too. So Tampa Bay won that game 37-20 against the Washington Commanders. Bucky Irvin was 9 carries, 62 yards. Rashad White had 15 carries for 31 yards. So that's a 2.1 average.
Wow.
So they try to get him going early. Couldn't run the ball. Baker Mayfield goes 24 for 30 with 4 touchdowns.
Wow. Yeah, so he did it.
Yeah, he did.
In that game, you're right. This game didn't ask for that.
Didn't need it.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, I think they had problems, pounding the rock against Washington. They switched it up a little bit, go with Baker, and it works out. Didn't have to do that here.
Yeah,
it's
next week might ask for that.
Next week you might have to do that a little more.
All right, let's to get a break. Did we already take a break? Yeah, we did. We took one. I thought we just went an hour and 7 minutes without a break. All right, we're that good. That is, by the way, your Monday morning quarterback report driven by your local Hyundai dealers. Get to a local Hyundai dealer today in Jacksonville. When we come back, we hear from the locker room, including Dewey Wingard and his alter ego. And you got to see the shoes if you haven't seen the shoes. It's next, just part of the lineup here on a Monday on the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament, but this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service. A meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet's truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
All right, welcome back. Hey, it feels good on a Monday. How's that knee doing?
Oh, my bad. I was like, it's getting there, man. We start rehab up today, so yeah, not too bad.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember a lot of the show on Friday, but we're good.
Yeah, you don't.
I mean, I do, but like, you know, it's kind of one of those. I didn't know like anesthesia. I guess like it stays in your body for longer than like I thought it was just like a day, but it's in your body for a couple days, I guess. Because like I was kind of like I don't want to say I was groggy, but I was a little sleepy over this weekend, so I got a lot of naps in, which I understand because you know you can open up my knee and do things, so I'm sure the body's trying to recover a little bit. But yeah, overall, man, I feel great.
It hits people a different way.
It does. Shout out to Dr. Kaplan, man. Hey. Some would say maybe best sports doctors in the country.
Absolutely.
Some people would say that. I think I would co-sign on that.
We love Cap. He's got to fix Anton Harrison's back a little bit now, apparently. But other than that, hey, that's a big story. Jags overall pretty healthy.
Was that Trent Baalke or was that Shad Khan? Who had the quote?
That was Shad.
That was Shad. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Shad, I'm with you, man. I agree.
Shad was happy yesterday, and obviously saw it in the locker room, but I saw him in the hallway too, and you can just tell, like, there are levels of it for Shad sometimes when you see him, and it's like almost this giddy Shad. And I think he feels really good about how this landed.
Yeah.
You know, how the plane got to the tarmac was an interesting one.
Yeah.
But that fact that it landed there.
Literally after you spent 6 hours on it at the end of last year.
Yes. Yeah. I did say that. I was like, man, I was on a tarmac for 6 hours at the end of last year. This delay is nothing. Okay, I can handle the hour.
Yeah.
I walked around the stadium, too, so it wasn't just like I was in the press box in the air condition, all right? But I feel you on that front. I actually said this about the delay. Jags have options. And what I was surprised, the Daly's place was packed, and you could watch all the games. What I was stunned by is that nobody or very few people went into the flex field. Because you can go into the flex field. I mean, there were people in there, but there weren't a lot of people in there. And it's actually cooler in there, too. I thought that would have been a pretty good option for folks. But you never know how long that thing's going to last. Obviously, ended up going for an hour and 15 minutes. I do want to get to folks in the chat. We will do that within the next hour. We've got a lot more to get to, including sound. I want you to hear from Dewey Wingard. But before, the NFL, what a game. I mean, we got the NFL Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Basically in week one on Sunday night, and the Bills win improbably. Man, there were a lot of good football players on the field last night, weren't there?
Man, it's crazy because, like, starting off that game with if you could just take a team and, like, draw it up or chat GPT it of, like, describe what one team is, like, the Ravens, I feel like, are the most consistent thing ever. Like, they're going to pound the rock. They're going to – you know, it's just like it was a classic Baltimore Ravens football game. But I'm not going to lie. Like, they had the advantage in the first half. It's like, okay, a nice healthy dose of Derrick Henry, to do the body good, and you're going to get this easy win. But props to the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, former MVP, kind of came out the second half and did their thing. And it was on the arm and obviously on the legs too of Josh. I almost said Josh Hines Allen, of Josh Allen. Careful.
Yeah, I mean, the two quarterbacks are – how about the video game play by Lamar Jackson? I seriously watched about 8 plays of that game. We were kind of rocking and rolling because we got back late yesterday because of the delay. And I didn't watch much, but I watched the replay like right after that. My eyes caught it. It looked – because the camera that they have on Lamar, the run I'm talking about on that third down where we almost got sacked?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it was literally like it was a Madden play. That was a literal Madden play.
And this is the crazy thing because we go from, I watched obviously Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence and, it was okay. But then, like, you watch a guy like Lamar Jackson and, like, I watched Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is still doing his thing. But obviously, I don't want to say he's limping, but, like, he's not as fast as he used to be, right? Obviously so.
No way.
And then you watch Lamar Jackson and it's like, oh, okay, cool. They're going to blitz. A blitzer comes free. This would be a quarterback sack because 30 other quarterbacks would get sacked in the situation. Lamar Jackson just bysteps him and just kind of jaunt. Like, it looks like he's playing in slow motion.
It really does. Go back and watch that play, Austin, and go see how many times he moves the ball from one hand to another. Like, it actually changed. It's like a running back switching it over.
Yeah.
He tucks it one time, then he goes back like he's going to pass it, then he moves to the other hand. I mean, it's just it is really fun to watch. It's just a lot of good football players on the field. Derrick Henry was awesome outside of the fumble.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still doing it. He's going to have another monster year.
Yeah.
He's 31. That's improbable to me.
I know. What it almost seems like, too, and I get that the fumble was big, but, like, it almost seems like last year with Baltimore, like, they're trying to figure out how to use him, right? Because, I mean, he's a guy that commands a lot of carries and everything, but, like, he's good at what he does. But now you see him get implemented a little bit in the pass game. So I think it took almost like a trial year to figure out, okay, how do we use Derrick Henry in this offense? How do we use him with this offensive line? And now you're seeing maybe the full effects of it because dude was running for, 200 yards in the first half.
Anything else? You asked this to us, the biggest surprise in the NFL week 1. I think I know where you're going to go, but where do you go?
I mean, man, you can go a lot of ways. Honestly, do you go with the Lions and what their offense looked like?
That's where I thought you were going to go.
The Lions, I think, sticks. Well, yeah, that's my Super Bowl team too. Fantastic. I mean, do I
nice
go with
pick.
Hey, man.
I'm not talking about Super Bowl pick. I'm talking about in the weekend spreads.
Yeah. Do we go with the Kansas City Chiefs losing when they had time to prepare? Honestly, I think the biggest. Do I go Miami Dolphins too? Because I watched that game.
All right, man, just take all of them.
Well,
this segment presented by Austen Lane.
There we go. I'm gonna say I'm the most surprised with the Cincinnati Bengals offense. Now I'm also surprised by their defense because no one was everyone's saying their defense was going to be crappy. Well, they had some turnovers. They caused some chaos. I was surprised at the Bengals offense.
Hamby, what you got?
I will take the Colts, and I will not take Dolphins because I thought the Dolphins would. I didn't think it would be that bad. But I will take the success of Daniel Jones. I think he completed 75% of his passes, had 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 through the air. Played a really good game. I don't think the Dolphins defense is like the worst ever. So to come in for week 1 in a new system, I think he deserves a lot of credit as well. I was surprised with how he played.
Celebrate, Brent. Celebrate your dude.
Daniel
Jones, yeah.
Oh, shoot, I should have done that. I didn't realize.
You know how hard it is to do what they did? They scored on every possession.
Oh yeah,
which hadn't been done since they kept keeping track of those kind of stats in '78. That is really hard because we're talking like no kneel downs or anything. Right. So for the game to actually play out that way, I felt like Peyton Manning would have done it because there were times they only had like 6 possessions in a game when Peyton played, and this one was pretty similar. So that was wild. Somebody else I saw, and I think it was the Browns. No, it was the Jets. I'll give you another stat. The Jets did not punt in the first half. It was the first time they had not punted in the first half of a game, I think the stat said, since 1991. Yeah. That's like 4 possessions.
Yeah.
It took 30-something years to not punt in the first half of a game for the Jets.
What a poverty franchise.
That is unbelievable.
Crazy.
Like, that's an unbelievable stat to my ears.
Yeah.
That's just incredible.
Jets look legit. I mean,
that was actually going to be my surprise team.
The Jets.
Yeah.
And Justin Fields.
Like,
yeah.
I didn't expect the 32 points.
Yeah.
No.
And really, the game, I didn't expect 34-32 out of that game.
I think that was the lowest under, my bad, Austin, of all of the games. I'm pretty sure I heard that their over-under was like at 42, which was like a point less than the second, but I think it was right there for the lowest.
That was an entertaining football game.
So you know what's crazy? I'm almost more surprised that the Steelers put up the points that they did. Well, I mean, it can go back and forth, but like the Jets, they have the weapons. Like you have Breece Hall, who has shown greatness before, and then all of a sudden he kind of fell off a little bit, and then Allen comes in and takes some of his reps. You have a great wide receiver in Wilson, right? So it's like, okay, and you have an offensive line that's decent. So, okay, I mean, is Justin Fields the answer? Oh, by the way, you take out Aaron Rodgers, who once again, a little bit on the back nine of his career, and you replace him with a guy who's obviously mobile and a dual threat quarterback. You're starting to see now what this Jets offense can really do. And you take Breece Hall. I mean, like, we see Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I'd hate to stop that. You see Justin Fields and Breece Hall. I had to stop that as well.
Yeah,
and then on the
problematic.
And on the other side, and with Aaron Rodgers and once again Arthur Smith, because you know how I feel about him with Kyle Pitts back in the day, and now you know how I feel about him with Jalen Warren.
Pitts had 7 catches.
He did have 7 catches, thank God. But Arthur Smith, man, because if you go to they won that game, but you look at what Steelers fans are saying, you have a guy in Pat Freiermuth who's always been kind of the go-to safety blanket. And then they bring in Jonnu Smith, and the same thing happened in Atlanta. They brought in Jonnu Smith, took all the reps away from Kyle Pitts. They bring in Jonnu Smith to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pat Freiermuth who? Like now all of a sudden it's Jonnu Smith again.
That's odd.
And then their running back rotation, they paid Jalen Warren whatever the money was to make him the featured back. Barely even touched the ball in the first half because they went with their backup. I forgot the guy's name. Not the rookie, but the other dude. Whatever his name was. Like, Steelers fans were going crazy, and I only reason I know this, Brent, because I have Jalen Warren in fantasy, so I had to follow it, right? But yeah, so that was crazy.
Second guy, Caleb Johnson, obviously is a rookie.
He's also a receiver as well. I can't remember his name, but yeah, their backup running back got most of the shine, and then the second half was more of the Jalen Warren.
Did you guys know
show.
who the tight end for Carolina was before yesterday?
No,
Sanders,
the Jatavian Sanders guy,
Texas. He's
number 0 too was a little
Yeah, I was like, who is this guy?
Oh, Kenneth Gainwell.
There you go, Gainwell.
Oh my gosh,
from Eagles, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me throw out a surprise or two.
Oh, I wanted to say one thing before I forget. Everybody was so damn high on the Patriots, and I was kind of like going in. I'm like, why is that? I don't understand this. And I was like, I was kind of glad to be proven right a little bit because I just didn't get it on the Patriots. And by the way, it doesn't mean they won't be good and they won't build, but they were terrible last year. And they really still, from a roster standpoint, are just still okay. And I know the Raiders are the Raiders, but I just didn't understand. Like, people are taking the Patriots in survivor pools and stuff. I was like, whoa,
yeah,
you're a little crazy.
Well, what do the Raiders have?
Well, I know, but they have a good coach, and Geno Smith can play. Like, Geno Smith has proven that he can play. Like, you know what you're going to get.
Yeah, but what are you getting?
I got 362 yards out of him.
Well, yeah, obviously for that game. But I'm saying, like, if you go into that game, and you're thinking, okay, you're taking Mike Vrabel, Pete Carroll. I mean, it's a horse apiece. Okay, am I taking Drake May or am I taking Geno Smith? Well, I would assume Drake May takes the next step forward, so I'd probably almost go at advantage of Drake May. And then I look at, okay, where are you playing at? You playing in New England? It'd be a hard place to play. Like,
well,
I get it. Like,
it was like a pick 'em.
Sure, of course.
A lot of people were
yeah.
saying like,
New
England.
I was on New England for sure. I didn't like bet anything, but like I thought New England was going to dominate, and yeah, I mean obviously Ashton Genty and company and Jacoby Myers had other things to say about it.
I'll go. Biggest surprise for me of the weekend was not a team; it was a play / a decision, and it came obviously in the Broncos-Titans game. The Broncos are up 8 points with 1 minute left in the ball game, and they go for it on 4th and 8 on the opposing 35.
Yeah, why'd they do that?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
You could go up and kick a 52-yard field goal and go up 11 points.
Which, by the way, in Denver is like
easy.
a 30-yarder.
Yeah.
They went for it on 4th and 8, and Nix threw it. It was a Russell Wilson moon ball, 30 yards down the field. And complete, and the Titans had a chance to go tie the game. They didn't, but
yeah, that was odd.
Weird.
That was odd. I know the aggressive coaches now, but that one I don't get. Hey, before we we'll get a lot more NFL talk coming up, of course. But before we get to a break, try to stay on time here or get back on it. I want to get to Dewey Wingard, just so you can hear the whole context of his alter ego, and also Dewey, who drops in a little. You guys were all freaking out after Pittsburgh,
sure,
because like we had emptied the plate against Pittsburgh. He takes a little bit of a shot there. Here's a little conversation with Dewey after the game.
And then, again, there's just a belief here right now. Obviously, it's a new coaching staff and stuff, and it's fresh, so it's easy, and then you get a win. So I'm just trying to stay level-headed because this is just one game. This is the first game. And this league, if you get too high, will humble you. So I'm trying to stay level-headed, trying to enjoy it. But in a way, I'm like, do I get to? So it's like, got Cincy next week, but I'm going to enjoy it as much as possible.
It's funny you should say that because I said to Josh, I thought this was like, I don't want to say the most subdued locker room, but it's like a locker room where like you guys are on to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
He said you're not completely because there's still things to clean up.
Right.
So what is there still to clean up for next week?
I mean, there's always mistakes, like whether it's on a call or tackling, things like that. And you just got to make sure you keep an even keel mindset so that you can learn at a max efficiency without like having your ego involved in it. But again, like I said, there's always mistakes to clean up. There's always things you can do better. It's when you watch an NFL game on tape, a coach loves to be like, gosh, we'd hold them to 0 points if we just did this, and that. So there's always things to clean up. But as long as you get the dub, it's...
What'd you see from the offense?
I loved it. I mean, it's like, that's what makes it fun. Like when you know your offense is going to go score points, it's like, get on the ball. So love seeing them run the rock. Love seeing Trevor just operate. And, I just know, I mean, they've been grinding those boys like hard. Like we have a walkthrough scheduled at 4:45 and they're out there like an hour early running through plays. So they're demanding a lot of them, and credit to them because they're putting into it and it's showing. So super proud of Trevor, a lot. Really proud of Trevor.
How much do you think you checked boxes today, things you wanted to fix as a defense? I mean, you get turnovers, you had some 4th and short stops.
Yeah.
Did you do, in the short yardage run game, felt like guys were pretty good? I mean, did you see a lot of those boxes checked?
Yeah, and, we didn't run our whole playbook against Pittsburgh week 1. I hope everyone understands that now. So we got an absolute menu of just crazy, exotic pressures, this, and that, and you saw... you got 9 or 8 guys on the line of scrimmage mugged up. Are we blitzing? Are we dropping out? So it was super cool to be in that defense and do all that. And then I think the only box that we really wanted to check was just get a win. So like I said, seeing a putt go in early, seeing it go in the hoop early, it's always good. But again, like I said, got to stay even keel and remember that just the way it was easy to prepare for week 1 because you got so much time. It's like, can we stay dialed in on the process that created this outcome? So I think that's the next box to check, if you will.
Pick 6 was a moment for at least a short time, wasn't it?
Man, it just felt good, just flying with the wind, ball in my hand. I haven't felt that since high school. Haven't scored a touchdown since high school. Still haven't scored a touchdown. So, yeah, it was soul crushing. But we have a big poster in the locker room that says "We above me." So I'm like a walking "we above me" lesson right now. So. As long as we got the dub, I don't care. But it felt really good. It was fun.
You might have won the shoe game today, man.
Yeah, no doubt. The Steve Maddens were I've been reading this book about like you put on an alter ego, and this is kind of my alter ego. I call myself Boris the Blade. So
well, I guess Craig Johnson's down there. So Hoya's alter ego.
Is that his alter ego? Yeah. I mean, it's like an actual like Herschel Walker talks about himself in third person. Like, so it kind of. Kobe Mamba mentality. It kind of like separates you. Like it's like, okay, I don't have to, because you sit around the night before a game and you're just like, you get nervous, you get anxious. So you're like, I'm gonna give it to Morris tomorrow. So the shoe's kind of symbolic.
Dewey just does not disappoint. Explain this to me.
So. Because, hey, I'm like, the vibe locker room guy.
Yes,
so if something comes up, I'll bring it to attention. So is Dewey. And Dewey, listen, if I didn't respect Dewey enough already, he may have taken over in the depth chart in terms of my favorite Jacksonville Jaguar. Because he's referring to Morris the Blade, as in Boris the Blade, from a movie called Snatch, which is done by a guy by the name of Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie has made Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, The Gentleman, a whole bunch of cool movies, right? You ever seen them, Brent?
No.
Hamby?
Nope.
I'll take it from here. So this character, Boris the Blade, he's known as Boris the Blade and Boris the Bullet Dodger. And why he's known for that is because he can survive anything. No matter what people throw at him, like, he finds a way to get out of it. So, in the movie Snatch, he gets shot like 8 times. He loses like a couple fingers and everything. But like the whole premise of like his character in the movie is no matter what happens to him, he finds a way to get out of it. And like, you know, you think he'd be dead, but he somehow finds a way to get, you know, to survive. And that's him from like 30 minutes in the movie to like the hour 30 runtime. Okay. Like that's his whole story. So I believe, and once again, you have to ask Dewey, you know, yourselves, but I believe Dewey's kind of embraced this moniker now of Morris the Blade because he can kind of relate to his story a little bit of this dude's been through everything in life and somehow you just can't kill him. You just can't find a way to stop him. You always find a way to shine. That's Boris the Blade, and obviously I think Dewey's took it under Morris the Blade.
That's that
and
fits.
It fits. And they look a little similar too.
That definitely fits the Dewey side of it, right?
Yeah.
Been through a lot of things.
Yep.
And what would your alter ego be? I would probably have to do some research on mine. I haven't really thought about that much, but
I didn't
now I'm
think
going to start
either.
to think about it.
Yeah.
If there was a guy, when he said that to us, I was like, I didn't think he would have an alter ego. He feels like an alter ego in himself. You know, like he kind of does to me. What a moment that would have been for Dewey if that penalty. Did you think it was a flop? Was it a good call? A lot of people were saying it was a flop.
Yeah, I mean,
it sucks though. That would have been awesome. And Trayvon had the pressure there, which would have helped for tonight when we was on Jags Report Live. But we'll still talk about it tonight on Jags Report Live at Spring Sports Brewery in Jax Beach. And I thought the cool part of that soundbite was he eventually kind of told you about Saturday nights before a game in his mindset. He said you get kind of anxious, you get nervous, you start thinking about every little thing, you start visualizing. I thought there was some substance into all that of why he kind of goes into that, kind of put that on somebody else. Might be an interesting book to read. For sure. Let's take a break. When we come back, Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. Talk a little bit about that Gators loss and a little bit more, obviously, around the NFL as well. Before we hit the top of the hour, we take you until 1 o'clock. Liam Coen talks at 1 o'clock today. Jags Report Live, like I mentioned tonight, at Spring Sports Brewery in Jax Beach. And by the way, if you're looking for some food to eat on a Monday, how about Bono's Pit Barbecue? If it ain't a pit, it ain't legit. Bono'sBarbecue.com. Catering or just for your family. Go for lunch, dinner. Almost 20 locations in Northeast Florida. Bono's Pit Barbecue. AP Top 25 is out. Look at the Miami Hurricanes. Have hurdled the Georgia Bulldogs. Look at Florida State. Last time they were ranked 10. Didn't go so well. And USF, welcome to the party. We'll talk about them next.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon, and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. Do you know what you want?
Yeah. I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Here's the AP Top 25 poll, and I'll tell you what, this college football weekend, probably because I had a few bucks on it, was more entertaining than I thought it was going to be. I mean, the Mississippi State game was fun. Boston College game was fun. If you watch any of that, that was a pretty good game. So, how about Miami? Miami, number 5 in the country. Hamby, you mad they hurdled Georgia?
Don't care.
Okay, good. Yeah. If you did, I'd be a little concerned. John Gruden to Florida? I tell you what, that'd be fun, huh?
Need something, man.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That was not good. Hey, look, the chat. Do we have any idea why that happens?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Sesnick was in here. He fixed it for you. Oh, he didn't. It just happened. It's a YouTube thing. Come on, YouTube.
Keep your games up.
I like how you did. By the way, Hamby, I should give you props. You had the chat in there anyway. I know it's not the normal one, but you tried to get it in there. So appreciate that. But yeah, that's not an us problem, right? That's a YouTube problem for some reason, or Restream or something that we use. That's just not popping in on occasion lately. So there it is. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane, Jason Hamby, and holy cow, Florida. It's the second time we did this.
Yeah,
freaking awesome.
Like, here's the deal, guys. I get accused of being a Florida fan. I'm not a Florida fan. My kid's a Florida fan. He
Yeah,
was there
stray
at the
from that
game.
as much as you possibly can, buddy.
What's that?
Stray from that as much as you can.
No, but I genuinely like, and what I thought was about to happen this season with Miami looking pretty good, Florida State looking pretty good, and Florida, I think, had the potential to look good, even though you knew they were going to have some schedule. I mean, the schedule was going to kick them at times.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, okay, that's cool, though. We got everybody feeling pretty good. USF, that was a great win. They can hang tight with Florida as well, and then their program's coming back a bit. And UCF, quite frankly, you could argue they were like the fifth one out of the five, and at times we've argued they were the best one out of the five over the last few years. I like that. Like, I really do. As somebody who's not a fan of any of them, I kind of like that for the state of Florida. Last week we did on our show, is the state of Florida back? And then Florida flops.
Nah, we're not. Well, maybe they are with USF.
USF.
Yeah.
Great win for USF, by the way.
Great.
And I know I got a little bit of this. So what about USF? I mean, listen, USF isn't considered one of the big three by any means. And it's a great win. He's doing a great job. And if they go down and beat Miami, they might go to the college football playoff.
Which is so wild.
So that could be a fun story.
Yeah.
But Florida can't lose to South Florida.
No.
They can't
Hell
lose that
no.
football game Saturday.
Can't happen. It can't happen, and the way that it happened too, because like towards the end, and I mean we talk about the whole spitting thing too as well. But
yeah, kind of forgot about that.
Oh, how'd you forget about that?
Jeez.
That's
what are we doing?
Is that like some kind of new trend I missed out on?
What happened? What are we doing?
Is that like a TikTok thing?
Right after everybody got in my mentions about Jalen Carter doing it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, is this like a new thing that I missed out on? Is it like a viral video?
Well, here's the deal. It's going to happen like 3 more times over the next month. I don't know why. It's just going to happen over the next.
I don't get it.
Month 3 times. I don't get it.
I mean, in terms of like, we want to talk about cracking down on player safety and everything, you know, and all of a sudden, okay, well, you do that, but then now we're just going to up in terms of spitting on people and being disrespectful. Like, it's one thing if you want to celebrate, right? Because that's up for debate. We saw that in the NFL over the weekend, where you can't even stand over anybody now in flex. You saw it in college football. You can't have these end zone dances. Okay, that's fine. Like, if you want to put a something in it, that's fine. But if we're talking about spitting on, like, when was that ever okay? When did that ever happen and go, okay, well, I guess we got to crack down on No, it's always been a known thing. You can't spit on people. So that was wild to me that happened twice over the weekend. Now, with Florida, I mean, it's one thing if you're letting an inferior opponent stick with you. But the way that they were sticking with them and essentially enforcing their will towards the end, you want to talk about being an SEC team. You got out SEC'd. You got Florida Stated. Seriously, Alabama got SEC'd. Same thing with Florida. You got out SEC'd. Maybe it doesn't mean more now. I don't know. Maybe it's different in the SEC.
Yeah,
but
just ask Arizona State losing to the worst team in our conference.
That's a nice guy. Yeah, good. But like Arizona State was.
I'm sorry.
They're the Big 12 conference champion. Who was the calling card of this whole argument last year?
But was it a physical?
Last year.
Was it a physical game?
They're not some perennial power now. Everybody predicted that upset.
Was it really that physical of a game?
Was that game physical? Mississippi State? No, not really.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like how the
defense of the SEC with Mississippi State over Arizona State.
I mean, if we're going to be talking about this weekend, that was.
I'm talking about physicality, and I'm talking about how I felt like USF enforced their physicality.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. They got out SEC. Like, it used to be back in the day where the SEC was known for physical football, where they could pound the rock, their offensive linemen were bigger, their defensive linemen were bigger, and you could do anything in the trenches. South Florida came into Florida and said, you know what? We're good.
Yeah.
You guys may be bigger, but we're going to take it to you in the trenches. And that's what happened. And towards the end of the game, they couldn't stop a run, the Florida Gators.
Yeah.
So that's my point of being out SEC'd.
Billy Napier, it's over, right? It's just a matter of time now.
It's done. I mean, what? Unless you're going to pull out a miraculous run now against Murderers Row and win like 4 or 5 in a row, which would be the most Billy Napier thing of all time.
Well, it would. That's why like everybody thought, oh, yeah, he's definitely getting a chance to do that because of what happened last year. So it's like they're not making a move anytime like
I think
now.
90% of Florida fans don't want them to win now. They don't want.
Well, I don't think they're gonna have to worry about that with some of the schedule coming up.
You would think,
but
I do think they want it. That doesn't do it. It's not like it's draft. You know what I mean? Like they can beat Miami and you can still feel good about it, and then or beat Florida. Like you could still have wins and say, hey, we're not going in the right direction. And by the way, if they don't lose to USF, I think you can go 7-5 and be close in games with this kind of schedule and still say, hey, it's still going in the right direction.
I agree.
But I think one of the big problems with Saturday for me, guys, is DJ Lagway.
Bad.
Like, DJ Lagway, if he's as good as you think he is, and everybody's talked about, and he might be, right? This was a boom or bust season. Is he in the Heisman race, or is he going to get hurt? Is he whatever? Well, you don't lose against USF if Billy Napier is your coach. It doesn't matter if you have that quarterback. The quarterback wins you that football game, and he couldn't win you the football game. And I know there's a lot of blame on Napier, and you could say calling plays and all this other stuff. It doesn't matter. You have DJ Lagway, who you think is a stud quarterback. Not yet. He's a young guy still. Not yet. I was just not impressed. I know everybody's hammering Napier. I think the thing that you got to look a little closer at is that guy as good as you think he is, or is he just another overrated college quarterback right now? Because quite frankly, if you watch college football the first 2 weeks, they're all overrated.
Mm-hmm. Knowing what we know right now about the Florida Gators, what would be more shocking? That they lost to USF, or if they go to Death Valley, primetime game, and they beat LSU?
I still think lost to USF.
I think so, too.
Okay.
And we spent about 20, 25 minutes on.
I'm not sure LSU's as good as their first game either.
Yeah, Clemson was down to Troy at 16-0. We talked about that. We also talked about, look, we should take a special look at Lagway to see how bad he was. We did that on Stadium Pulse this morning, also on Mondays as well now. And I think the calling plays thing is the biggest thing for me because, yes, you can badger Napier over the clock management. You can badger him over Jaden Ball not getting enough carries. You can badger him for allowing DJ Lagway to throw the football on 1st and 10 with 2.5 minutes left in the football game when all you had to do was run it out. But everybody they don't even point to that, Brent. They say the reason most Florida fans that I see hate Napier is because of the play calling. That's why they want him out, because he won't go get an OC.
Yeah.
When you
that has been the thing. They asked for it all offseason.
And go watch the tape, and he drew up winners for Lagway all game long. Wide open guys, Lagway's not even looking in that direction.
In fairness, Lagway, he made the biggest throw of the game at the right time. He dropped it in the bucket, and they dropped it.
Yeah.
Right?
He's got the arm talent, but he's missing throws, and he's not even I mean, Brent, there are guys with 15 yards of separation. He's already turned the ball down, tucked it down, and trying to pass it off to the running back with his, sidearm.
Yeah, I'll give you one other thing that caught my attention. It was just a run play at one time because he's a good runner, right? I mean, so he's obviously can be a dual threat. He missed like he should have definitely gone this way, and he went this way. And it was like, shifty. Whoa, wait a minute now. Like, you got to be able to see that. Like, I think that's the feel of the game. Like, the guys that run it well, they see that. They feel that. They know where the hole is, and he totally missed that. That's what kind of got me thinking. I was like, dang, something's off.
It's almost
He's
like
just not comfortable.
It's almost like he missed 9 months of practice.
Well, and maybe. And again, I want to be fair to the young man. He's still a young man. But it's hard to be fair to quarterbacks this day and age with what they're hyped up to be and also what they're getting paid.
Yeah, you can't really be fair to him if the whole fan base thought he was going to be a Heisman candidate.
Yeah, he didn't deliver to me Saturday. I know Napier hasn't. Napier's the big problem. Napier's going to probably go. But I think beneath the surface of all that is you need probably the trenches to be as good as you thought they were at Florida. And also you need that quarterback to be as good as you think he is, or at least trending that way as a young player. And now you're going to say, well, Brent, that's Billy Napier's fault. Okay, to a degree. To a degree. You still should see more at that collegiate level out of a stud quarterback. Should be able to elevate.
Absolutely. This gave me Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence vibes from last year, because I bet you if Billy Napier was honest last night in his press conference, or really as honest as he could have been Saturday night, he would have said, what Doug Peterson also wanted to say. We drew up winners. The quarterback didn't hit him.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. There's somebody
But he will
out
never
there.
do that,
Yeah.
of course, and he's right to not to do that. But I would encourage Florida fans who want Napier's head, again, go back and watch the tape. There are guys running wide open, and Lagway's not even looking in their direction.
Yeah, getting over to Stadium Pulse, by the way. Hamby talked all about this morning, 9 o'clock on Mondays and Fridays now. So check it out on YouTube or all the different Action Sports Shacks platforms that you can go back and watch it. I've got to get that thing up on the podcast as well. I think we will do that, Spotify and Apple Podcasts on the college football front. One last thing I will say about this, because I've said it multiple times, and I know we don't talk like a ton of college football, but I was concerned that this could be a little Will Muschamp like if you go back to the early 2010s. He took over, bad year. So everybody, Urban's trying to clean things up, which what he was trying to do. Then he goes 11-2 in year 2, and you're like, okay, you're on to something. And then it got brought right back down for the next 2 years. They hung with him for a 4th year. I think it was another 4-win season in there, just an okay season somewhere else. But it wasn't good. It just wasn't. If you listened at times when we would talk some college football about the Gators, my concern this year was that this thing was over in Gainesville in early to mid-October last year. He was done. They were firing him. They wanted him out. And then he rescues it. And it was a great job of coaching, how he was able to salvage that thing for the remainder of the season, find wins, build momentum, get it to the point where you felt good as a Florida fan, and they go preseason number 15. My concern was that just the stretch, or was the first couple of years and last year in the first half the real Billy Napier and where this football team's at? It looks like it might be when you lose to USF. That is a huge step backwards. And by the way, hats off to USF. I think they do deserve credit for what they're doing there, because they're one of the worst teams in the country, at USF. They should have just banned playing football 3 years ago. I think they went 1-11.
Yeah.
So interesting stuff.
See, they got stuck in the elevator too.
The
coaches.
You know what I was saying about that whole thing?
Them.
I'm a little surprised that there aren't more like stories that come out of those situations where everybody's so amped up and competitive, and you're seeing both coaching staffs come out.
Oh,
come
if I was a Florida Gator coach and I see you in my it's in my press box, but in the press box, like celebrating, jumping up and down.
Aren't you a little surprised that we haven't had some of those things yet? We have everything.
Especially when it comes to a lot of former players being coordinators
Or, by the way, everybody's even the people that like are working at Florida or the fans or whatever else that are in that vicinity are so amped up.
Yeah.
And you're like,
either
disappointed or happy. That I'm just surprised. Maybe we have seen them and I haven't seen the videos, but it feels like we would get more of that between coaching staffs. But the same thing happens in the NFL. They sometimes come down at the same time. And I bet there are some great stories over the years of stuff happening.
I mean, I immediately thought of and granted he's on the sidelines, but pot roast, Terrence Knighton.
Oh, yeah.
Like if Terrence Knighton would have been in that press box and you lost the game and your opponent's, coordinators or whatever, position coaches are jumping up and down. Like I imagine what Terrence Knighton would have done in the situation, because I guarantee he would have just been cool with it and just let it go.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to get to a couple of thoughts from the chat, and I know we've probably missed a bunch. I know you've been at it today. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hamby says wide receiver threats weren't worthy enough from Carolina to deploy him fully on defense. That's about Travis Hunter. I do think there's a stage of that. I think you calculate where you think your team is at versus where you think the other team is at, and you say, hey, we can win without X. I said that about Mason Smith. I think there was a little bit with Travis Hunter as well. Like on defense, you don't need it. Now, this starts to change over the next 4 weeks. So I think we start to see a little bit more deployment, if you will, because these games are like the meat of the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, Tet McMillan looks like he could be the future there, right? Yeah, I mean, he showed some pretty good things, some nice catches. Xavier Legette, I feel like kind of hasn't really figured it out yet. They're not really high on him right now. Hunter Renfrow, is kind of on the back nine of his career. And then they had that one guy that was out that was kind of a big loss to them. But yeah, needless to say, you didn't really need Travis Hunter on defense, but I thought it would have been cool to start him just to say you had a starter on offense and defense.
Glenn says Gardeck really played hard. You saw that too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he played good, man. Like, he brings the energy. He brings a different look, and he made plays in the backfield. That's all you want from him.
It's an under-radar guy. They really like him. Like, they really liked him.
And he's got the resume. It's just the injuries.
Yeah. Because
3 ACLs?
Was it that many?
I think it was 3.
Wow.
2 or 3.
That's pretty amazing. Steven, he got our Action Sports Shacks 24/7 shirt, so he's wearing it down in St. Augustine. Good to see that. Tell me, how the hell can the Florida Gators lose to USF? Yeah, we're not really sure either.
Stay tuned to Thursday when we have Paul Dozier come in and explain it to us.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You guys didn't think about that?
You
Oh, yeah.
might take the week off.
That's
I
going to
might
be a
have
rough
to get him a
one. Going to be a lot less, Gators license plates going around the city, I feel like. Take them off.
By the way, Florida State, there's some Florida State stuff in here. Mike Norvell, they took care of business now. Because you could have a letdown after Alabama and kind of come out flat. Now, it's hard to do against some of these teams, but just ask LSU. Ask Georgia, by the way. Georgia, Austin P, what was that, 28-6?
28-6.
Weird.
Hey, I had to sit through the entire Oregon or Oklahoma State game.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Because my son's a big Oregon fan,
Wow.
right?
Hey, can you explain to me one thing?
What do you got?
Well, one thought and then one thing. You don't have to explain the one thought. The one thought is, holy cow, Oklahoma State.
Mike Gundy should have ran it. You know what happened before the game with the investment money they talked about? So Mike Gundy comes out and says, Oregon, I mean, they invest whatever, $30 million into their program. We only invest $7 million, And then Dan Lanning comes up, once again, classic Dan Lanning, goes, well, it's investing to win, and we care about winning here. As soon as that was said, over all day, over on the spread, over on the points, because you knew Dan Lanning was going to make a statement against Mike Gundy, and he did.
69-3. Oklahoma State just a couple years ago was like on the fringe of the playoff.
I know.
Weren't they?
They lost everybody in
Spencer
terms
Sanders.
of all their coaches. They had to reset it, except Gundy. But
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's embarrassing.
it was
Remember
bad.
Spencer Sanders and then Ollie Gordon.
It didn't look like a Power 5 team. It was just
Okay, and one other thing you really have to help me out with, because
got?
I saw it, I didn't comprehend it, I don't even know how to say, I don't know what it was.
Are we going the
What did
mascot?
The duck
the
come out as?
Labubu? The Labubu, man.
Oh, I've heard of that. before.
Yeah.
Was that? I don't think it was Ronan that was telling.
Well,
he doesn't collect that.
No, thank God.
Okay, somebody does that I saw recently in the last 5 or 6 months, and I guess
the
they
tennis
love
player. There's a tennis player. The U.S. girl. She has
Coco Gauff?
I think it's her. Yeah, she had like a bunch of like diamond encrusted Labubus on her tennis bag. So she called it like Billie Jean Bling was one of them.
Okay.
And then Arthur, I forgot what the other one was, like Sash, whatever. But they're like I think they're like these Japanese or Chinese like little dolls, and they're like spirits, and they bring luck or something. They're haunting.
But the kids love, right? I mean,
it's the latest. South Park just made an episode about it.
Okay.
So there you go.
Okay.
But
so because I know they lost the head.
Oh my God!
Right?
Yeah. my son was going nuts with this. I'm like, dude, this is the scariest thing ever.
So what's the play? Like, what's the context of it?
It's just it's the new thing.
Oh, so it had nothing to do with losing the head last week?
Oh no!
Okay.
This is just trying to cater to pop culture.
Okay.
Like if you remember, like what do they call those things back in the day? What do we have, like the little the handheld things that we fed, Tamagotchis or whatever? Remember Tamagotchis, Brent? Tamagotchis. Come on, man. Come with me, Brent.
I don't think we're on the same
Tamagotchis.
scope. They might have missed. I might have
You
missed
remember
that window.
they're like the little handheld things that you would feed? And Hammy, type in Tamagotchi, please, to bring it up for Brent. But like this is like the new Tamagotchi. It's like
I will if you spell it for me.
Good luck with that. This is like the new Tamagotchi. Because like Tamagotchis, you could hang from your bag and
I know what
everything, your
you're saying.
backpack.
I got it. I got it.
These are the new
Virtual
Tamagotchis.
pets.
Virtual pets. There you go. But these aren't pets. They're just like little plushy things that are freaky looking.
I just love the fact that you were begging me to get that.
Come on, Brett. That's your era.
I don't think it's my
You
era.
didn't have Tamagotchis?
Yeah.
Furbies are good. Ryan
Yeah.
Williams with the Furbies.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's not my era.
Hey,
but
Brett, you know what though?
virtual
Like
anything would have been my era at that time.
I mean, if we're talking about Labubus and we're talking about Friday and like the whole YouTube TV presentation of the football game, and then we're talking about players spitting each other's face, I don't know if football is for me anymore, man. Honestly, like,
what did Mr. Beast do?
Oh, Brent, I don't want to talk about it. It was like his whole shtick, but like, so after the game, it's like, stick around, we're gonna send somebody through the uprights, and then like, so there was a Chiefs fan and a Chargers fan, and the Chargers fan won Super Bowl tickets, and then the Chiefs fan, because they lost, he got like put on this contraction and whatever, and he got put through like a field goal post.
So he got like catapulted?
Yeah.
It wasn't good? Probably had 5 million views.
Probably. It's not for me, man.
I was at least impressed that YouTube was able to hang on for the football game. Like it didn't crash or anything, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
They did it well.
There's a little glitch like the fourth quarter.
Oh, okay.
At least for me, it glitched, but then it was fine.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's it on the. I thought I had one more. Somebody said good show, Hamby. Oh, that was at Stadium Pulse. I thought they were saying you were doing a good job so far today.
Oh, that's debatable. I appreciate it nonetheless.
I think you are doing a good job so far today.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Hasn't been any crazy
No
going to
catastrophes
commercials or anything. Yeah, knock on wood.
Let's go to commercial right now. Keep the chat rolling, by the way. The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. You can always go back and listen to the podcast, too, each and every day. We get that up right there about 1:30 in the afternoon. So for your drive home, if you missed any of the show, it's definitely can do that. Here's the quarterback comp. It wasn't a glorious day, but just keep in mind, like Joe Burrow, 113. C.J. Stroud wasn't anything great. Like, there were some good quarterback performances around the league. There were also some pretty meh quarterback performances around the National Football League in Week 1. Seems like everybody wants to get that running game going. Hey, looking for something to do for lunch or dinner? How about Mason's famous lobster rolls, masonslobster.com. Check out the menu. Check out the locations. Fernandina Beach, Town Center, and down there in Durbin and St. Johns County. I'll actually be live at the Fernandina Beach location tomorrow during the show, 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. So if you're up in the area, come on out, say hello for some lunch.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with the inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon, and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Thanks for meeting me here.
You okay?
You're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. You know what you want?
Yeah. I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant, or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times, and that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Take us here.
Man.
Take us here, Austin.
Man, I mean, if you haven't seen it by now, you're not on the internet whatsoever because this woman, and rightfully so, has been flashed everywhere. I mean, like,
is it rightfully so? See, here's my issue. I was talking to somebody
Rightfully so.
yesterday. Do we have to go to the extreme of absolutely ruining this person's life? Like, why is that a thing?
Why is it a thing? Because
Okay,
that's
she
the
had
world
a
that we
bad-
live in.
I'm not going to try to defend her here, right? It's
Okay,
a bad
because
moment.
I was waiting for you to do that,
No,
Brett.
it's a bad moment. It's
Yeah.
all the stuff it is. But I really think this part of this like mob mentality type deal of just see you later. You're like, they find out where these people work.
Yeah.
They want them fired. Like, this lady's life, she had a bad moment. And I don't know if she's a bad person or a good person.
Sure.
But her life changed yesterday or this weekend.
Yep.
Because of social media and what I often call self-righteous social media.
Okay.
Because of this.
This is self-righteous behavior right here from her. So I'm going to say this, Brent. You know it, Hamby knows it, and I know it. We have to act a certain way now, maybe compared to what it was 20 and 30 years ago, because there's cameras everywhere, right? Like, if you go to a game, you have to act a certain way. You can't get by with this behavior. And let's say worst case scenario. Maybe she thought like she got robbed, she wanted that home run ball, whatever the case may be. And maybe that's the worst thing to happen to her in a long time. And maybe you go up to this guy and this guy's son and try to take the baseball, and maybe you succeed in doing it like she did here. Then have a little humility and go, you know what? Let me go ahead and just take this all in for a second. I just took a ball away from a kid, from a child who's probably never got a foul ball or home run ball before. Maybe I should take it upon myself to go back to that child and be like, hey, man, sorry I messed up. I got caught in the moment. We all get caught in the moment. I'm not mad that she got caught in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm mad after because then she's giving middle fingers out to everybody who's booing her. That's what I'm mad about.
Yeah.
And that's where being humble.
Compounded it.
That's where being humble and being adult has to come into play. It's not so much the act. It's not so much getting caught in the moment. We all have bad days.
Yeah.
We all have moments where it's like, my emotions got the best of me. That's not who I am. But then rectify it. Stand up for yourself and say, that's not who I am. Here's the baseball back. I want to give an apology. Don't give just the one bird salute to the entire city of Miami or wherever you're playing. That's not what you do. That's why I don't feel bad for her.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I got a feeling, though, like there's a sense that I think we all have in these moments. Not we all, but some people have, and I think she definitely did, where you kind of double down. Because now you're like, well, screw this. I'm not changing because you're booing me or something like that. And again, I'm not saying these are good decisions. I just think, I don't know, man. I know we can't stop it. But the line, like, I don't know. I just feel weird celebrating. It goes back to and we did this a little bit, and you kind of feel goofy about it when you're doing it, but the ray gun stuff. Now, in a weird way, she's almost like celebrated, propped up, but then there was the other half of it. This is all one side. Like, this is all like everybody just
because
hammer this
I felt
lady.
bad for Ray Gun. Remember that, bro.
Yeah.
I felt bad for her.
So
no one's feeling bad for I'm sorry.
No.
I mean, maybe you are, but like no one's
No,
feeling
I'm not feeling bad for her.
I just the result.
I just don't like. I have no idea what this lady's life is like today. And I guess I kind of feel bad for that.
Sure.
Based on, and here's the other thing, Hamby, you know this. There are millions of people that are hammering her today that aren't even baseball fans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're just not even baseball.
Oh,
it's not like they're watching
This is on
the
Good
game.
Morning America. This is on every single like news
Was it on all
morning.
that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I just think it's a lot. I think, I don't know. I get it's today. I just don't think that also makes it right either. And I just don't know how you can stop it in today's world.
Yeah.
But you can't make a mistake in public.
See,
is
but
the point.
that's the
Like,
thing, Brent. You can make a mistake, but you have to make it right.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And she didn't make it right. She's giving out middle fingers like they were Tic Tacs.
Fair enough.
Congratulations. That's what you get then.
Amby, I know you were coming on to hating on her, but then you just went to church probably this weekend. Now you want to be a little nicer.
Let's go, Hamby. Sing the gospel for us. What do you think? Was she in the wrong or not?
Oh yeah, she's terrible.
Just the worst type of person. I mean, I'm with you, man.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you got to look in the mirror a little bit, and before you hammer somebody on social media, and realize you've probably done something similar, at least just probably not in a ballpark. Maybe you're in your own home. But yeah, definitely deserved to get heckled in the stadium, because this is back to my, if you don't say and aren't a little demonstrative to somebody, letting them know they're in the wrong, then how are they supposed to know, right? And but as far as
She
going,
knows today.
well, yeah. Look, as far as going on social media and trying to find out the lady's name and contacting her boss, I mean, that's pretty. People have too much time. First of all, second of all, like, figure it out. It's not that big of the deal. This kid's not, he got well taken care of. Don't feel sorry for the kid. He made well off.
Dude got autographed bats and everything.
He got a lot of it.
What did you?
He got to meet Bader face to face.
That's
all
cool,
this
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Did you see the Miami Marlins broadcast trying to capitalize though too, because they saw it happen? So the first thing that they do is they bring out like a gift basket of Miami Marlins stuff, and then the kid's got to like, oh, dude, he's so pissed. He's like his dad's like, say thank you. The kid's like, what the hell do I want Miami Marlins stuff for? I'm a Phillies fan.
Next time I go to a game, I'm gonna try to like find a way to do something like this, just so I'll have to give my ball away, just so whoever I'm with will get like the full basket of gifts.
Oh no, Hamby, we should set it up. I'm sure right now we go to a Braves game. Tickets are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
When we set it up, you get a foul ball or home run ball your way. I'll come by, like push you, take the ball.
Oh yeah, just do the.
I'll take one for the team.
Yeah,
I'll rock a Brent Austin shirt when I'm doing it too.
Oh no.
It's a good idea.
No, actually, put Hamby in the Brent Austin shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to feel. Yes.
I'll go Brenton Austin shirt.
Yep.
Feels good.
And then I'll wear like
I'll go with my 10-year-old brother.
Labubu mask so they can't see my face.
Yep.
Yep. Now we're talking.
Here we go.
That's a good idea.
You can
actually.
go dressed as whoever you were last week.
Oh yeah.
Whoever you were last.
No, I don't know you.
Yeah, there's an anime character at the Braves game.
I tried so hard in that 1 or 2 seconds to figure out that name.
I know. I thought I had the tip of my tongue, and I don't.
I don't have a clue.
The guy I dressed up as?
Yeah.
It was a girl.
Obani?
Obani.
It was not a girl.
Oh,
Excuse
it's a guy?
me?
Yeah, it was a guy.
The guy I dressed up.
A guy. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Do you think I was cosplaying as a girl at the Comic Con?
I thought you were.
I was not. No. But even if I was, that's okay. But I wasn't. I mean, what the hell, man?
He's stunned.
I can't believe you thought that was a female character.
I kind of thought from that picture
'Cause
it
the
was
hair?
a female character.
No, it's just he's got one different because the eyes, right? The eyes, yeah, the eyes. Yeah.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Hey, a couple other comments. Good afternoon, Austin. And I don't know why you're Austin and I'm Mr. Brent, but we'll go for it.
We've had that multiple times.
It's an age thing. Like when you're over 70 years old, you become Mr.
I've become the old guy.
Yeah.
The only bummer about today is 2 of the 3 Florida teams won. If all 3 had won, the Jags would be alone at the top of the AFC South. Shout out to Hamby. I don't know why we're shouting out Hamby either.
How many burners does
Catching
Hamby
a
have?
stray. A good stray.
I don't know if I understand.
By the way, good Houston loss for the Jags.
Yeah,
They
that
could have
was
easily
cool.
won that game. It's a good Houston loss.
And a good Titans loss, too.
Yeah, and here's what I really like about the Houston guy. You know how big I think that game is in week 3.
You do? Yeah,
well,
you
here's
said it.
whatever. I don't even know who Houston has next week. I can't remember. I think they might have the Titans. But whatever happens now going into week 3, they're 1-1.
Right.
True.
I told you guys from the jump, if the Jags are going to make the playoffs or win the division this year, they have to win that game. Like, to me, it's the biggest game of the year. It was even before this, but it now sets up nice with that first loss for Houston yesterday to be a kind of a swing game early in the season. And it's a pivotal one, in my opinion, for the Jags. YB400 says, I know you all talked about already, just still happy that we can finally get a yard when need be. And we did talk about this, and that opening drive, on 3rd and 1, they couldn't. On 4th and 1, they did. On 4th and 1, a little bit later, they did. Throughout the day, they did. So it was a good sign to see it. As we welcome you back in the Brent and Austen Show, and we have our Republic Services recycled headlines of the day, and they're pretty simple. RecyclingSimplified.com, by the way. The Jags win, and that's a good thing. Obviously, defense forces 3 turnovers. The running game gets going. Liam Coen wins in his debut. Travis Hunter, Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas Jr. Was he trying to text me? I don't know what he's talking about.
I assume he wants to clip because he wants to post it. Is he posting clips right now?
Oh.
We're going to rearrange this whole show so we can cater to.
I was literally getting into it right now, which is interesting.
Start going now, Casey.
The Jags won 26-10, and Trevor Lawrence played okay.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr. had 1 catch, and Travis Hunter, while fun to watch, was really not much of a factor. I guess that's a good thing. There's more to come.
Yeah.
Is that the way I should look at this?
So that's how I'm going to look at it. Because once again, if this would have been a loss, and we're in here and we're shouting at the ceiling, wondering what happened and everything, and the biggest question is going to be, well, why didn't Travis Hunter play more? Right? Why wasn't he in more on defense? Why wasn't he used more on offense? All this stuff because we were told that he was going to change the game. Now let's call a spade a spade. Did Travis Hunter really change the game yesterday? Like, was his presence really felt? He had a couple catches here, right? But I think Ted McMillan, in terms of like who you felt more, was probably more for Carolina.
Yeah.
And that's okay because at the end of the day, you won the football game. Travis Hunter will get his time. And despite like how people are going to try to show him in every single commercial, and despite how Mark Schlerp and everything, we're going to have the Travis Hunter smile cam. Like, despite all that, his time will come. But like I said to start the show off, this is a marathon, not a sprint. All right? He's human at the end of the day. And if you expect a guy to play, 80 reps on offense and defense when he doesn't have to, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's not just a show. It's an entertainment business, but it's not just for show. You're here to win games, too. That's part of the entertainment side of it.
Yeah.
And here's the deal. If he catches the 1 ball because Trevor throws it an extra yard and he goes for whatever that would have been, 70 yards or something, well, now we're talking about a whole different. We get the 1 splash play. What we were missing yesterday are 2 things, in my opinion. We're missing more snaps on the defensive side to kind of see it in totality. And then the other thing we're missing is the splash play, the electric play, the superstar play. And we really didn't get it. And we got 6 catches for 33 yards. Quite frankly, 6 catches for 33 yards and 6 snaps on defense don't usually get you to the podium post-game.
Yeah. Here's my only complaint about the usage yesterday. James Gladstone said it himself. It's an entertainment business. Well, if you want to cater to the entertainment business, if you want to cater to the fan base, if you want to cater to all the hype that is Travis Hunter, wouldn't have made sense just to have him out there for the first play on defense. Just to say, look at this guy started on offense and defense. Like, I think that could have been a headline. Not to say he had to stay out there for the whole series. Just literally put him out there for the first play on defense and then take him off if you have to. But I think that would have been a precedent, and that would have got attention like you wanted if you're truly trying to make this the sports entertainment business.
Yeah, we said earlier things we didn't like. That was my thing. I didn't like the fact that it didn't run out there. Now, is that fair to Jarian Jones and everybody else? If you're going to go we above me, and that's one of your slogans in the room, does it make sense to do that? Fully understand all of it. I understand it from a team perspective. I understand it from a coach perspective. But from an entertainment perspective, from, hey, this is part of the brand now, the Jacksonville Jaguars. This was everything that it encapsulated when you traded up for him. I thought that part was a bit disappointing that they didn't run him out there on both sides of the ball.
And that's the thing too. Like, I understand, and I love it. I love the whole, the we above me thing. But if I'm Travis Hunter, it's me above a 2026 first round draft pick, because that's what you gave up to get me, and then some, right? So if that's the case, showcase me.
Yeah, and we'll see if he gets. Listen, he's going to. Here's the bottom line. Austen said it. He didn't need to do anything. There are going to be games, and maybe as soon as this coming Sunday, he needs to do some things that are special.
Yeah.
Almost had a really nice catch on the sideline. See, that would have, even that, if he catches that ball, we show that over and over and over again. Here's what he can do. We just didn't really have that in the football game. Didn't need it in the football game. Need it probably this Sunday against Cincinnati, like once in a game or twice in a game. I think everybody would admit that and know that there are going to be times that you need it.
Exactly. And once again, I don't feel a certain type of way about the amount of reps. He's healthy, right? He came out the game unscathed. They won. Mission accomplished. On to Cincinnati. I just think my only gripe, my only complaint was I wish he would have got in there for the first play on defense. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I got one more thing, and I know this is it's a really good day in Jacksonville, right? You run for 200 yards, Mr. Hugo just said. Liam Coen debut, the physical football, the defense was so much better. They got 3 turnovers in game 1. They had 8 all of last year on that side of the ball. I mean, really good. And we're going to get to more sound on that in a moment. But let me just say one more thing, because I just want to be as honest as possible with my eye test. And I'm not freaking out. I really love this guy too. And I'm not worried. I think. I did not love what I saw from Brian Thomas Jr. yesterday. Am I fabricating this a little bit? I know he had the clear drop on the screen. It's almost like that one didn't bother me as much as the catch. He had a catch that was just like, what was that, like a 10, 11-yard play? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he stumbled. I never went back and looked at it. I don't know if he stumbled or if it looked like, oh my gosh, am I going to catch this? Like, is he in a little bit of his own head right now from a confidence standpoint? And I love that Liam Coen got him the ball near the end zone and he scored. Tell me, Brent, it's okay. You're fabricating it. You're seeing things, and BTJ's fine.
I mean, do you want me to tell you that? You want me to tell you the truth?
I would like you to tell me that and tell the truth.
No, I'm with you.
I think it didn't look great to me yesterday.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. The catch, because here's what we said all training camp. Because the past is prologue, so we go off of what we know, and we know that Brian Thomas Jr., his rookie year, it wasn't the most exciting at training camp.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe for the first part of the year it was the most exciting because they weren't featuring him. But then when the lights came on and you needed him more than anybody because Evan Ingram was out and Christian Kirk was out, he reaffirmed that's why he took him in the first round, right? And we expected that to translate then to his second year. Now, listen, the Carolina Panthers have great players too. There's a reason why J.C. Horn's one of the, I think he's the highest paid or the second highest paid cornerback in the NFL, right? So, I mean, there's something to be said for that. But I think it's safe to say, Brent, I'm not trying to dissuade you here, but we saw the drops in the preseason games. We saw some drops in training camp. And now we saw really a crucial drop that doesn't become too crucial because you overcame it, but you saw a drop to open that game off with.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think about it, man.
Here's the word I use. Okay, I just said this on social media. I said, I'm not worried about it. I just think he looked a bit uncomfortable to me yesterday. For whatever reason. Again, I don't know if that's my eyes, and I wasn't worried going in. So there were other people that were worried about the camp stuff and everything else. But it was really the way he caught the one ball that had me more concerned. It's like, if you've played sports, you know the difference between being confident and not confident. If you're really being honest with yourself, you know there's a difference. And sometimes you've got to fake confidence to get back on track. And I feel like he's in that space a little bit right now. I don't think he needs to be either. He's got plenty to call on from last year.
Yeah.
So he'll be fine. He's a good football player. And if I'm in that, I'm just telling you, you're a good go make plays, man. Just go play free. I don't necessarily feel – I thought a lot of people were out there playing free yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I felt that way from BTJ.
But to be fair, though, Brent, there was that other play, too, where it was like a corner route, you would call it. And he was wide open, and Trevor just overthrew him.
Well, that was a Trevor.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like – because, listen, we live where it's a fantasy world. It's a box score, right? So you check out the box score, you check out the stats. It's like, all right, Brian Thomas Jr., what happened? And it wasn't for a lack of trying to get him the football. Like, the one where he had the drop, yeah, that was on him, right? And, like, you want to say the catch that he had made it look the most confident. But, like, there were some instances where his route running was where it needed to be. It's just, unfortunately, Trevor Lawrence overthrew him.
Yeah.
Right? So, like.
That maybe is why it looked like that to me. It was just they weren't connecting when they could connect.
So I'm not worried about Brian Thomas Jr., but I will tell you what I'm a little worried about. Just it's 1 week, so I'm not going to over-embellish it. You still won the football game. Like, is there not a good, like, camaraderie, a good gelling with Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr.? Because we saw it last year as well. Like, Mac Jones comes in and it's the Brian Thomas Jr. show. From what we've seen so far, like, maybe I'm wrong, but has there been like a Trevor Lawrence to Brian Thomas Jr. game?
Yeah, well, we saw some dimes. I mean,
but I'm saying like a showcase.
I feel like I don't know if it's just the play in Cleveland last year, down the middle of the field against Cleveland, and obviously the Indianapolis game.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that was just 2 plays or if that was the game. I'd have to go back and look at the stats.
Yeah.
But there are some really good moments, right?
Of course.
But
I'm saying a show. I'm saying like the entire game.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Because listen, it spoke volumes when you have Travis Hunter and everything, and you talk about pounding the rock and being physical. What was the first play of the game? The very first play of this Jaguars season. They try to go to Brian Thomas Jr. So it shows that Liam Coen has supreme confidence in him.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to get him the football. It's just got to be on the same page now.
Listen, I'm not the guy to be talking on negative stuff on a game where they won and dominated. I just trying to be honest with my eyes and assessment. Like, okay, I think that will get better, too. I think the Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., Trevor Lawrence experiment is going to get better. I guess that's really where I'm coming from. I feel good that it's going to get better. But I can't really say you feel like, wow, that was awesome coming out of Sunday, even though it was a 26-10 win. That's just being honest.
Well, if we're speaking on things that maybe like players who don't feel the best right now, what do you make of Tank Bigsby?
Yeah, I don't know what to make of Tank Bigsby. It looks like right now he's the odd man out.
Well, there's a lot of Tank Bigsby truthers out there, too, that thought he was going to be the guy going forward. And kudos to Liam Coen because Travis Etienne got the opportunity, and he took it and pun intended, he ran with it.
And I want to talk about, I think that's the bigger story because there are many times this offseason I've said, Etienne, man, I keep hearing a lot of good things. He's real, and we thought he had the, I think I might have labeled him as the biggest chip on the team. He should have the biggest chip. They tried to draft Genty and then RJ Harvey. Like they were trying to replace Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
And it looked like the work he put in the offseason, he turned it into a hell of a game one.
Without a doubt. And like this kind of echoes a little bit, once again, going back to the, Liam Coen's last year when he was with Tampa Bay, the first game of the season. Like, they tried to give it to Rachaad White. They gave Rachaad White every opportunity to be the bell cow in Tampa Bay. He didn't produce the first game. Bucky Irvin kind of had a better game, and pretty soon it's the Bucky Irvin show. Like, Travis Etienne, that was an addition for Travis Etienne. That game right there. That was like, okay, we don't have you for probably, after this year, but we're going to give you the opportunity because you've earned it in training camp. You showed some decent, promise in the preseason games. We'll give you the opportunity to prove to us that you're still the guy going forward. And he took that opportunity and he showcased his skills.
Second best day of his career.
And now all of a sudden I'm not like, okay, well, let's get Tootin in there. No, I'm not. Okay, let's get. No, don't get me wrong. Like, it's still going to be running back by committee because each one of these guys does something different, right? Like, if it's going to be a 3rd and 1, maybe we see Tank Bigsby in there. But I'm just saying from a week 1 going into week 2 against Cincinnati right now, expect to see Travis Etienne until you don't.
Yeah, and Tootin had a couple of nifty runs in there, too.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing because now we're showcasing our guy who's here till this year and that's it.
Well, it's okay. It's okay in a running back world. I think it's perfectly okay.
Sure.
Can we hear from Etienne real quick? I know we'll hear from the turnover guys in a little bit. Sorry, defense. We'll get to you. But let's hear from Etienne. I want you to look at him. I think he gets a little annoyed with my question that I asked. I think he does. I don't know. That's my interpretation. He's always good. But take a listen.
Just locked in, just let my preparation from this offseason just kind of just propel me forward, and just knowing that I put the work in, just was out there, was able to just play free, and that's just a testament to the work that I put in this offseason, and just showed up when the lights was on.
Did you see this day coming?
I always see these days coming, man. You know, just being a competitor, being a football player, man. We don't work hard to come out here and not put our best foot forward. And with my little brother on the other sideline, I had a little extra motivation. Just kind of wanted to show him how to run the ball, show him how it's done. So this is a great feeling, just being able to share the field with him and being able to come out with the win.
See how he's like, man, I always see this day coming, man.
Yeah,
He's fun. He's a good dude, and I'm happy for him. I think I've always been a big fan of ETN. If you've listened to me talk, I've been a big fan of ETN. And I feel like at times I've been one of the few on that side of it. I think everybody's takes the better runner, and maybe he is. And I'm not telling you they're wrong. And now everybody's like, Tootin's the best back, Tootin's the best back, Tootin's the best back. And maybe he is. But I think this dude has the resume. Like, he's actually done it. In 2022, he was really good. And in 23, he was okay. He wasn't as good. And last year, they couldn't figure it out. It wasn't a great year. But what a start for him. And he can really help you in this offense. His skill set in this offense can really help you. He was disappointed he didn't run away from anybody. But let's be honest, ETN has not shown that in his career. He's been caught from behind in his career before.
Also, do you think Tank Bigsby's going to run away from that?
Probably not. I'll take a 71-yard run, by the way. It's a career best. I don't care if he got caught from behind.
Sure.
And he had to slow and navigate. Great block downfield by De'Ami Brown, too.
Yeah. It also made me appreciate Derrick Henry, though, too, because I'm reminded of those Derrick. I mean, how much of a freak of nature is Derrick Henry then?
He really is.
Because, in that situation, he would have scored, right? Like, it's simple. But
ETN said he hit 20 miles an hour in that. That's
crazy,
fast.
Man. That's really fast. Yeah, listen, it's a double-edged sword here because I'm happy for ETN. And then the other part of me is like, okay, well, I'm happy for him, but, this is it. This is the last dance. It seems like, at least for Travis Etienne. They're not going to bring him back. So then whatever you get from him this year, you get from him this year. But I do appreciate a guy who has everything to play for, right? Who's in a contract year, who's now essentially putting stuff on film for another suitor to make millions and millions of dollars. And he's taking that opportunity and shining with it. And I get people are frustrated, well, what happened to Tank? What happened to Tank? Tank's not going anywhere, right? Listen, this is going to be by committee. Just because ETN had a great first game and just because he's going to get some of the reps for that second game doesn't mean you won't say Tank Bigsby. Doesn't mean you're not going to see Tootin. It's just right now you have a hot hand in ETN and you ride the hot hand till it's not. That's how you win football games.
Yep.
It's not about appeasing the rookie or appeasing Tank Bigsby who's going to be here next year. It's about winning football games. And yesterday, Travis Etienne gave you the best opportunity to win the football game. It wasn't on the arm of Trevor Lawrence. It wasn't on the receiving skills of Travis Hunter or Brian Thomas Jr. It was on the feet of Travis Etienne. So roll with that until you can't anymore.
By the way, that's okay. He's a former first-round pick. You hope you can. You hope you can ride that. That's awesome. And I'll give you something that's even better to me. I think the 71-yard run's great. The 143 yards great. I thought he ran his ass off. I thought he ran tough. Mm-hmm. And that's the part that I was so impressed with in 2022 in the early stages of 23. You really saw that because everybody's thinking speed and breakaway and open field and Clemson and all this stuff. He runs hard, man. He gets hit hard, too. But he runs hard.
Yeah.
And I thought he ran some of the tough runs he made in that game as well. I thought were just as impressive as the 71-yarder. So it's all good. It's going to look different, I think. You're right. I think you nailed it. I think 3 weeks from now, it's going to be somebody else that's having a big day, and you're going to be like, oh, Tank Bigsby's the guy now. Then Tootin, here he comes. And then all of a sudden, ETN comes back. That's what running back by committee actually looks like. And I think we're going to see that. All right, let's take a break, come back, talk a little more about the defense and turnovers, put a bow on this show all the way up until 1 o'clock. Don't forget, Jags Report Live tonight with Trayvon Walker at String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach. You can see it at 7 o'clock on Fox 30. You can watch it right here on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. That's at actionsportsjacks.com, Action News Jacks app, and Action News Jacks now on your smart TV at home. Google TV, Apple TV, Samsung, Vizio, all the rest. Just look up Action News Jacks Now app, and you can watch it from your living room tonight at 7 o'clock, Jags Report Live. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC, we are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good, and the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
It's been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
This is what we're celebrating. This is what we had to put in the rundown.
I thought
because you made 32-61.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I thought it was going to be in there no matter who won.
Oh, yeah. It's the first
results.
week. Okay, go ahead.
And second of all, I mean, yeah, I'm the only one who hit a bet. Y'all
Now-
got goose eggs.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, Brent caught some bad bets, some bad beats. I caught one. If Travis Kelce just catches the ball in the fourth quarter, I'd be in first place right now with like I think $60 or $70. But Kelce felt the need to drop the ball. Whatever. You guys lost the game, so serves you right, Travis. But yeah, congrats, Hamby. And I'm not gonna lie, I do like how we still have the totals up there as well, even though they don't really mean anything at the end of the day.
Right. That's why you're in second.
It's a weekly thing, but I do like that. So wow, nobody else hit any of their bets.
No.
Do we need to stop doing parlays? You think? You think we just need to start just doing like?
Well, I mean, in our defense, we're doing stuff that's normally plus 300. I mean,
well, yeah, we're trying to have fun with it, trying to make it interesting.
right.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anybody any good for us to take a straight bet. That's minus 100.
Now, Hamby, do you put those bets down for real bets as well? Like, did you actually make some money then this weekend?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Maybe I should, but it's I'm still 1 for 4 on making money in a weekend, so
Gotcha.
maybe I'll give myself a couple more weeks to do it.
Okay.
Prove it, and we'll see. I know it was. You had a couple of different things. Whether it was, I mean, I think I would have been Evan Ingram. I remember I took my receiver props and I had Xavier Worthy on Friday night, which was really cool because he went goose egg and got hurt.
Well, that's the thing. Like, how do we handle that? I guess I don't think Hard Rock really pays it back, right?
No.
Like, if there's some betting apps that do,
I don't think.
but maybe like I don't know. We have to like look into that a little more because obviously, if
I was wondering if I hit the rest of my bet.
well, yeah, if Hard Rock would have reimbursed that bet, then you probably would have won it. Obviously, the odds would have been a little lower, right? Like you would have got the biggest payout, but yeah, so we have to keep track of that as well.
Yeah, and then the third reason that I really wanted to put this out there is
Let them know.
Simply just because Brent is still over.
Brent, yeah. Listen, man, Scotty Scheffler was letting him down. I think he had a safe pick this past weekend as well. It didn't hit.
Yeah, he did a $15 one.
Yeah,
I thought it was safe, and it didn't hit.
I mean, I might be like, listen, I was pretty. I can't remember like what I said, but something along the lines of when my NFL props start hitting, like you guys gonna really know who's betting and who's not.
Right.
And yeah, obviously I didn't hit anything. Like Jahmyr Gibbs didn't have a touchdown. Like you want to talk about shocking things, Hamby, and I get it's week 1, so let's pump the brakes a little bit. Do you think the Lions are missing Ben Johnson though? I mean, because I'm not sure if you watched that game, but it was not good. Like Jahmyr Gibbs had 9 receptions for I think like 18 yards.
Yeah,
not good
at the line of scrimmage. I tell you what, I'm looking forward to watching tonight. I mean, with how many Jags fans wanted Ben Johnson, and it's his first opportunity to see what he could do as a head coach, and really, no matter what he does, it won't feel bad because we got our guy.
Yeah,
Liam Coen.
Yep,
looks like he's everything that we wanted to be so far, and he wins week 1. So, regardless, I would be lying to you if I said I didn't want the Bears to kind of look like the Lions did yesterday and struggle offensively and lose the football game. That would just be, only because I'm sure something entertaining would happen between Jags and Bears fans on Twitter.
Yeah,
I would be looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the Lions. I don't know if it's it may just take more than 1 week, because at the end of the day, their players are the exact same.
Well, if not improved, because they have everybody healthy. Well, most of the guys are healthy.
Right.
They lost one of their pass rushers.
They lost Tim Patrick. So, we appreciate him because he did a great job run blocking for the Jags yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not a whole lot of change in their offense. Off Amon-Ra, Jamison, Jameer, David Montgomery, Penei Sewell obviously still there. I think they'll be okay over time. But I think it's more about the Packers playing defense.
Yeah.
You know, and Micah Parsons included, but other than Micah Parsons, I mean, they have a great defense outside of Micah, and now that they have Micah, I think that's why I think picked them to win the Super Bowl.
No, I mean,
Or go to the Super Bowl.
He kind of puts them over, and they alluded to this yesterday during the broadcast of. It reminds a lot of people, and my friends have echoed this too in like the text messaging, like when they brought over Reggie White, and Reggie White, you know, was a storied defensive end from Philly. They bring him over to Green Bay, and like Green Bay was already pretty solid, but then like, he put them over the top. And that's how they feel like it's going to be now with Micah Parsons. And I get it, dude. Like, you saw it yesterday. His sack that he had towards the end of the game.
My gosh.
There's not a lot of, like, there's some sacks that you just kind of, like, you know, you just kind of fall into, right? Like, you're blitzing. The guy doesn't pick you up. You come by unscathed. And, okay, quarterback sack. Good for you. But the ability to close with your speed, like, that's just God-given. And Micah Parsons showed that yesterday. And we got Devin Griffith saying Rashawn Gary is one of the most underrated players in the NFL. Yes. I don't know. He's underrated in terms of, like, nobody really talks about him. Now, in Green Bay, they talk about him a lot because there's a sense that they want to see more from Rashawn Gary. He has shown up sometimes, and then the playoffs, sometimes he hasn't. So being, you know, a former first-round pick who didn't have a really productive college career per se, played a lot of positions, went to a Pro Bowl last year. Like, Green Bay fans are kind of hot and cold with Rashawn Gary, which I understand. But now the thought is, okay, he was supposed to be like this dude in Green Bay. He was supposed to be like, you know, the coveted pass rusher. Well, now you add Micah Parsons, and you can't double-team Rashawn Gary anymore. Like, Micah Parsons takes all the attention away.
Sure.
Now all of a sudden it's like Rashawn Gary who? So, yeah, he is underrated this year a little bit because no one's talking about him because of Micah Parsons. But you do have Luke Van Ness. You still do have Rashawn. Like, yeah, Hammy, to prove your point, the Packers look like a pretty solid team. The biggest question is going to be, can Jordan Love get him there? That's all I'll say about that part.
You know, I think he will.
Now, let me ask you this about Ben Johnson, the Chicago Bears, quick, because I'm not sure if you put money down on this game or not.
I have not.
Everyone's talking about how, like, this is like a pick-em game.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Nope.
Like, you have a Vikings offense who took Kirk Cousins, who say what you're talking about Kirk Cousins, Hamby, we know you love him. But Kirk Cousins had a storied year with the Vikings. You get rid of Kirk Cousins, he gets his money in Atlanta, doesn't really do that well. Now it's Michael Penix. You bring in Sam Darnold, who is kind of an afterthought, who is all forgotten about, who was a trivia question. That was about it. Sam Darnold comes in, blows the doors off the league. There was one point where Sam Darnold was actually in the conversation for MVP.
There was.
Gets his new contract now in Seattle, and we'll see what happens there. Now you have J.J. McCarthy, who is he's not a rookie, but it's his first year playing, right? Gets hurt in training camp and everything like that in the preseason. But, like, they seem to be very high on him. Who's to think that J.J. McCarthy can't come in his quote-unquote second year in the offense and pick up where Sam Darnold left off? Like, what am I missing in terms of why is this a pick 'em game?
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't believe in J.J. McCarthy just because, I mean, to be honest with you, here's where I'm at. I mean, I don't really believe in J.J. McCarthy either, but I believe in KOC.
There you go.
I wasn't impressed with J.J. McCarthy at Michigan. I thought they won a lot of games in spite of him, and obviously going to the national championship. But if he can do it with Kirk Cousins, who I think is a very good player, but that doesn't mean I don't recognize that KOC had a ton to do with that. Sam Darnold as well. If he can do it with them, then why can't he do it with J.J. McCarthy? For me, this is more about I don't believe in the Bears yet. I don't believe in Caleb Williams yet. I don't understand why people are picking them to go to the playoffs yet. I know they have talent on that roster, but for me, this is a wait and see. The coach that I believe in more is obviously at this point KOC because I haven't seen anything from Benny Johnson. The quarterbacks are a question mark, so I'm going to go with the coach, and I'm going to go with the team that's had a lot more success in the past. That's why I would take the Vikings in a heartbeat. I don't think at any point the receivers really wow me for the Bears.
So this is okay. That's my question to you then, Hamby. is there, and I get, like, we talk about Trevor Lawrence, right, in terms of pressure, like this is the year, like we finally got to figure it out. Well, let's be honest. Week 1 against the Carolina Panthers. What do we say about Trevor Lawrence? It was fine.
Yeah, he played well.
It was fine. Listen, it was fine. Like, you won the football game. You know, the Jaguars' run game dominated. It was fine. Are we ready to say Trevor Lawrence has turned over a new leaf? I mean, I think he looks confident in the offense, but there was some missed throws and interception. Right. But it doesn't really matter now, does it? Because you won the football game.
Yep.
So my question is there any more quarterback with pressure on him like Caleb Williams? Because think about this. You went and drafted last year. You got a Dunze. You brought in DJ Moore. Yep. You brought in Luther Burden. You brought in Colston Loveland, who everyone seems really high on in terms of fantasy football, the tight end. You have I feel like a decent running back with DeAndre Swift, and then they'll couple that with Rashawn Johnson or Roquan Johnson, whatever that dude's name is.
Yep.
So, like, you have a lot of pieces there. You get the most sought-out, coveted, at least according to Chicago Bears fans, the most sought-out, coveted head coach in Ben Johnson. Is this not on Caleb Williams now to be like, we've given you everything?
Yeah, I feel like he's still got leash.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I think he's still got leash. Especially because, I mean, even if it was the same coach, he'd have leash because I think we give leash to guys in their second year, even if they're the first overall pick. He definitely gets leash now that he's with a new coach in his year 2, and because people, as much as the people might harp on Caleb Williams, people also harp on Matt Eberflus, so they're gonna think that Eberflus did more harm to Caleb Williams and good. Because of that, he's got plenty of leeway here.
Okay, but let me ask you this, Hamby. Did Bryce Young get a lot of leash?
I mean,
he didn't.
I feel like
the answer to that question.
I feel like in week 1 he did of last year.
Okay,
he played pretty poorly for eight straight games to start that year.
Okay.
Now Caleb Williams does the same thing. Yeah, I'm not saying that Caleb Williams cannot be benched under any circumstances. I'm saying week 1, I don't think.
Oh no! Listen, I'm not trying to say if Chicago comes out against Minnesota, who I feel like is a pretty solid team themselves, and Caleb Williams like falters. No, I'm not saying you bench Caleb Williams week 1. Absolutely not.
I could definitely be wrong. I just don't think there was a lot of pressure on Bryce Young last year to start the year, and he really played into it.
I disagree. I mean, Hamby, I think when you're a first-round quarterback, especially taken like in the top 10. There's going to be pressure on you, regardless if the Panthers did their job and build around him or not. Like, I think there's even more added pressure, though, because the Bears last year even added around Caleb Williams, and now they took it to the nth degree this year. So that's my point of saying, okay, well, if Bryce Young couldn't get benched last year, you bring in, who was it? I think Andy Dalton came in, right? And then he lost it again. Yeah. Yep. So if Bryce Young can get benched in his second year, why can't Caleb Williams?
At some point, if he plays as bad, I would expect him to as well. It's not a great comparison because Urban was just a totally other level of disaster as far as culture and all of these things. I don't think there was any pressure on Trevor Lawrence in year 2 relative to what it is now. That didn't mean he couldn't have gotten benched. Obviously, he played very well in the second half of the season. But I think a lot of these guys are getting. I mean, there's still pressure. I just think the guys are getting a pass, and especially in the first half of their second year. Now, if this is year 3, I think it's a totally other thing. But I don't think anybody's really going to bat an eye if Caleb Williams just plays very mediocre for the first month of the season.
See, I disagree because to me it comes down to if you win football games or not. Can be like the problem with Bryce Young, regardless of what it looked like, they weren't winning. Right, so you had to make a change.
Yeah.
With that Bears roster. And I get it. Like, they may be the 3rd or maybe even the 4th best team in their own division.
Right.
But with that Bears roster, where if you can't win football games, at some point you have to have the conversation, okay, do we go with something new? Because what are you going to – you mean to tell me if the Bears start out 0-3, 0-4, is it going to be the narrative of, okay, well, Ben Johnson sucks as a head coach, or Caleb Williams can't be a quarterback? It depends what it looks like, obviously, but I would probably lean more towards, okay, maybe Caleb Williams isn't the guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah. We saw him in the chat just a couple minutes ago, Daniel Griffith, so I wanted to throw this up there also, get your thoughts. He's got some statistical takeaways from week 1. ETN 4 rushes of 10-plus yards, so it wasn't just a 71-yard explosive. He had multiple explosive runs in there.
Yeah.
Thomas Jr., obviously, we've talked about a lot today. Only 1 catch on 7 targets, 200 yards rushing. Let me see if I can get this on the first try. 4th in yards before contact per
attempt.
Yep.
Nicely
0
done.
sacks, lowest pressure given up, that is. Obviously, we had a lot of holding. The Jaguars had a lot of holding calls, but didn't allow a sack. And on the defensive side of the ball, Hines Allen, 8 pressures, tied for 3rd most in the NFL this week.
One thing that sticks out to me, and I mean, there's a lot of things that stick out to me. Obviously, offensive line did their job. Now, got to clean up the penalties and everything. But we're walking away from the Panthers game saying, was Trevor Lawrence upright? Yes, he was. Did you win the football game? Yes, you did. So kudos to the offensive line. Hamby, real quick, are you a little surprised in terms, like, okay, Hines Allen came close a couple times, right? But are you surprised when the game was on the line, Panthers had to throw the ball, they couldn't get home more in terms of the Jaguars' defense?
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see one for sure.
Yeah.
It's not a concern of mine yet.
No, of course not, because you know why? You still got turnovers.
Right.
And then that's what you look for, right? You still won the football game despite of what the passing numbers look like, and you still won the football game despite of what the quarterback sack numbers look like because you had their turnovers.
Yeah.
All right.
Shouts to Dan Griffiths real quick. You can check this article out on Action Sports Jacks. Also wrote an article post-game, and I think we also wrote one covering Trevor Lawrence's interview as well. So we got a lot of content over on actionsportsjacks.com.
That dude stays in business, huh? That guy busts his ass, man. He's got 3 different articles after the game? Or 2?
Recently.
Oh, I mean, recently.
He's
Gotcha.
always got some.
Okay, but I mean, obviously, but he posted them maybe after the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Daniel Griffiths, man, for doing his thing as well. I think that's all the time we got for today. Enjoy your victory Monday, right? It feels good. Hopefully, you can keep it rolling to week 2. But hey, despite how many reps Travis Hunter played, despite what the stats of Trevor Lawrence look like, Hamby, the most important thing, and Dewey said this, is you check off the win column. So enjoy it. We'll question other things later when we have to. But right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 1-0, and that's all that matters. For Brent Martineau, for Hamby pushing all the right buttons, I'm Austen Lane. Stay safe, stay casual, enjoy Victory Monday, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242. You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing. Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 143257.